Hello, 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 hello. How's it going? How's it going? Happy Saturday. It is Saturday. It is the day of the Sats. That's what it is. It is their day. Happy Saturday. How are you doing? How's your day going? My day is going pretty fabulous. Very, very delicious. I went over to my friend's parents' house and they were cooking up some delicious fish. So I got to eat some delicious whole fish with some rice. It was so good. It was so good. I'm still thinking about it. I couldn't eat it all, but I have leftovers. But my oh my, was it so delicious. I loved it so much. I had a great time. But yeah, I don't really have a lot going for me right now. So let's jump into the game. Yeah, I really won't play this far for you guys. Okay, so where are we going now? So we finished Iro. I call him Iro, but that's not really his name. Ira. We finished Ira. We finished Hayubasa or Hayato. We finished my husband, Tokiwa. And Takao. So what's this? Oh, it's just the second season for Ira. Who should we pick next? Who should we pick next? Who's next? Oh, who's next? God, I missed that meme. What meme was that? Was that like 2019, 2020? What a meme that was. Let's save Kaguro for last, and let's go for Kagura. Ooh. I keep looking at this and I'm like, God, this is nothing more time to get through all of this. Damn. Why do I do this to myself? Let's get... Let's see. Sorry, give me a moment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be so quiet. Wait. Okay, never mind. What do you desire? Chapter 1. What's the name of that person who came downstairs before? It's Kagura. So he's called Kagura-san. I've only seen him once before, but he was quite striking. If it's okay, I can have a banquet with Kagura-san. Understood. However, you see about Kagura. As Iro-san said that. He looked at me with an eyes that seemed to lick me from head to toe. What the fuck? Sir, it is not your route. It is not your route. Please, calm down. Not like you wanna... What? What? Is there a problem? Oh no, it's nothing. Kagura is one of our top gentlemen. I confidently recommend him to you. Well then, I will show you the way. Follow me. Iro-san said that to me with a smile. He stood up and began to guide me to the back of Kiria. There was something perplexing about the way Iro-san was acting. but everything in his place was new to me, so I thought it was useless to worry about it and kept walking with him. This place has often been called the district which knows no night. Though night has already fallen, the inside of the shop is so bright. It's like daytime. No, it's brighter than that, and it's almost a mysterious vibrancy. And yet, it seemed to be hiding some unfathomed darkness. Was it okay for me to have set foot in this place? Though it's probably too late to think so, that's what I just thought about. What? The door to some room was half opened. It wasn't my intentions to peek inside, but my eyes were just drawn in. Ah. This is the room of a gentleman of the night. There's no room in there, but the many gorgeous pieces of furniture, and there was a flashy-looking bed with a flame-like color scheme. What kind of business were people up to every night in here? Even someone like me knew the answers to that. But as I saw this place with my own eyes, I felt this mysterious atmosphere when... Is there something wrong? No, it's nothing. I looked down and hastened my pace to pass this place. In that room, will women fall in love before they know it? Will they get serious even though they know it's for play? And will they want to give their everything to a man? That's what I heard about the Yoshiwara Red District. We in the red light district? Hey, we in the red light district? Nobody knows that song. Shout out to Ludacris. I was told to stay in this room, so I did as I was told and waited. When a gentleman of the night came into the room, I came here to see your face again. Takao-san! Hello! We finished your round. Get the fuck out of here. Get. We're here for Kagura. What? The suddenness of his appearance surprised me, but I found that person wasn't Kagura-san. This person is definitely the man from the courtesan procession, Takao-san. I asked for Kagura-san. I know. You don't need to make such a scary face. Is your heart already set on Kagura-san? I'm not saying that. Haha, you're so adorable to get embarrassed by something like this. So what do you want from me? Well, of course, I wanted to get another good look at your face of a girl who chose boring old Kagura-san, instead of choosing me, Takao-sama, the #1 gentleman of this shop. Takao-san quickly came close to my face, a very beautiful face filled the view before my eyes. His eyes were so beautifully clear, and his glance was terrifyingly strong. That's disappointing. Can you tell me what it's about, Kagura-san, that's better than me? His eyes, nose, or could it be his lips? As he said that, he was looking at me with eyes that seemed to like he was licking me up. Man, a lot of licking here. Lots of licks. Lots of... What's that sound like? I have to wonder what that sounds like. Sounds different in my head, but I feel like in you guys' ear it might sound a little I gulped. Or a man's chest. Oh yeah, some women choose a man by things like the way he carries himself, but I know you wouldn't choose someone over these kind of things. Then Takao-san softly put his lips close to my ear and whispered in a lower, alluring voice. Because I know you're still a virgin. Ooh! Virgin alert! Virgin alert! Oh, I think they're talking about me! Virgin alert! Virgin alert! I think they're talking about you, girl. You're the virgin. Scanning. Virgin. What? My face turned red from embarrassment. Hit the nail on the head, eh? What an innocent reaction. You don't see that so often in a place like this. How could he say something so rude? What was he saying isn't wrong, but it doesn't make me feel good. I tried to shake loose from Takao and leave the room, but just then, the door quickly opened. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Allow me, Kagura-san, to entertain you before Kagura-san arrives. Yet again, the person who came was not Kagura-san. This was the boy who said that what I seemed unpopular with men when I chose Kagura-san. The boy had just said earlier some spiteful things to me, but now he's acting like nothing happened. However, as soon as he noticed that Takao-san was here, something in his eyes changed. What are you doing here, Takao-san? What? Why? What, you ask? Of course, something interesting. With his beautiful, alluring face, Takao-san narrowed his eyes and gloated. We didn't do anything. This lady here, see, she remembers my name, you know? Yeah, I did, but... Then try to answer my question. Do you know his name? His apprentice of a gentleman, you know? I should know. My memory from before, if I just got it to reel in, I became irritated by provoking ways Takao spoke to me. But, what was his name? You see? She remembers my name but doesn't remember your name. That shows what kind of gentleman you are, Kaguro. So what? It's not like I was inconvenience me. Well then, Takao-san, since I'm here, please leave the room already. You tough little brat. But Takao-san continued to stay in the room. But well, why are you in such a rush to chase me out? No matter what you say, Kagura is still lower ranking than me. As a high-ranking gentleman, I'm offering to entertain the client before Kagura comes, okay? So you should appreciate that. Your misguidance is troubling. Kagura-san is top-level gentleman for the shop just as much as you are, so he doesn't need your help at all. Please return to your room in good consciousness. You're always saying such hateful things, and that's why you'll never become a full-fledged gentleman. How much longer will they continue arguing for? I didn't pay for you bitches to catfight. I paid for some dick. Quit fighting! Quit fighting! This is not how you entertain guests. You don't fight. Hello, Bio. Hi, how are you? No fighting, no fighting! As I wonder that's enough. I heard a voice from beyond the door, followed by the door opening. You okay? Well, that's good. How is New V? How is New V? You enjoying playing as New V? Or Nuvoletti? Nuvoletti? Right there was Kagura-san. Oh, I'm doing Kagura-san's route. I ain't gonna say Kaguro. Well, Kaguro is second to last besides Iroh-san's second season. Sorry to keep you waiting, I'm Kagura. Nice to meet you. When I said that, Kagura-san politely bowed. Seeing his polite manner of his made me think that my greeting to him was pretty dumb, so I became embarrassed. And as Kagura-san lifted his head, he glared fiercely at Takao-san. I'm going to get going then. Sorry to interrupt, cute miss. To finish off, Takao came straight to me and peered at my face, and then left the room. Kagura-san gave him a stern look as he did, after making sure that Takao-san left the room. Oh, look at this art! He's so cute! Look at him! Oh, I love him! He's such a cutie! I love his little art drawn of him. Kagura-san sat down right next to me and bowed. Sorry for our Takao-san's rude behavior. Huh? Lift your head. No need to apologize for that. For him to bow at me so readily actually made me confused. So do you forgive me? Of course. It's not your fault at all, Kagura-san. She's right. It's Takao-san's fault. Why do you need to lower your head in apology, Kagura-san? Kagura-san made a frustrated face and bit his lip. I'm not really bothered by it at all, so as soon as I said that again, Kagura-san slowly lifted his head. Thank you. Well then, shall we begin the banquet? Yes, of course. The air in the room finally calmed down. Drinks were drunk and songs were sung. And a most hazy banquet was arranged for me, and a spread of rare dishes and delicious sake were laid out in the tray before me. Young gentlemen entertainers sang and danced for me. Never before had I seen a world as gorgeous as this. I could just about imagine this place to be paradise. just how dreamlike this place was. As I thought that, my eyes met Kagura-san's. When our eyes met, he immediately poured sake into my glass. I guess he thought I was pressing him to do so. All that happened was that our eyes met, but I was captivated by his quick and defiant movements. I think I've had enough sake. Should you not be drinking anymore? So if you don't finish this sake to your liking, I can replace it with something else. Oh my god, he's so handsome. Oh, hello Kagura. Hi. Takao-san's still my favorite though. We can't forget about my boy Takao-san. No, not at all. It's delicious sake. I'm just not very used to drinking. Well, then I would not oppose anything on you. And for this time which you have purchased, I will have to entertain you by other means. What else do you desire? Delicious meals, dancing, singing, or... As he said that, Kagura-san lifted his slightly down face and finally looked up at me. Would you like to head to bed as soon as possible? Oh my god. Every single time, I can't help but get embarrassed by the idea of just them being like, you want to sleep together? And I'm like, ah, give me some time. But I know it's not gonna happen the first night. It never does. But still, I can't help but be embarrassed by it. You may say so without hesitation. Huh? That means, I guess that's how it is for all women who have come here. They came and paid much money for that purpose. But I started to regret the fact that I sat there without that in mind. Is there something wrong? Is it that I'm not to your satisfaction? No, not at all. You're such a wonderful man, Kagura-san. So I actually feel like you're wasted on someone like me. His eyes stared at me with a penetrating look. Unable to get used to the penetrating of his look, my breath became labored. After Kagura-san stared at me for a while, he quickly raised his hand to signal for something. And then allow me to excuse myself. The gentlemen around him each bowed and left the room one by one. Kagura-san? No matter how I look at you, it's about time. The parlor suddenly became bare and quiet. Time for everyone to leave. Well then, this way, please. Ooh! Look at that! My first picture! Look at that. He's so sweet. He's so handsome. He's so polite. He's a polite man. Kagura-san opened the door, and there, beyond the open door, there was a luxurious bed that had been arranged beautifully. My body became stiff from nervousness as I wondered what might happen after this. What should I do? In any case, I need to make some sort of excuse. That's why you end up liking him so much? Makes sense. I forgot to change my chat colors. I forgot to change my chat colors. I should change my chat colors. It has been changed. I don't have enough money to get laid. Well, I don't have money for that. I'm just a brokey. I'm just so broke. Like, I don't have the money for that. We are broke. We are B-R-O-K-E, broke. We moneyless, that's right. No popping bottles and no popping bottles of champagne and strippers over here. Just some water. Can I have some water, please? Is the water free? Can I have some water? Haven't you already paid for it? There's no point in saying that. So could it be that you said that as an excuse to escape? I lied! I fucking lied! He fucking knew it! He was like, you already paid! You already paid for this, so like, why are you lying to me? Then Kagura briefly sighed. I wouldn't do anything that you don't like. I have no need to do that. This is the red light district. It's our job to sell dreams. I will only give pleasant dreams to the client that come here. That is my duty. Then it would be a problem if I went back. What Kagura said was saying made sense to me, so that there was no need for me to be nervous. But his eyes feel as if they were fiercely penetrating into my heart. That is up to you. I will not pursue nor chase you. But I would like for you to chase me. I want you to chase me. Please chase me. I'm just a little kitty that likes to be chased. Chase after me. That's a very cold statement, and his eyes are also very cold. And that goes for the reverse. I am not moved by money alone. I am fulfilling my personal duty to be honest in my heart. Kagura-san. His eyes were unwavering. Conversely, seeing those eyes of his made my heart sway. What would you like to do? At this point, you can switch to another gentleman. It pained me to hear him say that. I wanted to know more about him. I wanted to know the world captured in his eyes and his unshakenable spirit. I thought that I wanted to see these together. No, I will not change my choice. I will never do that. The gentleman of the night. Yeah, I like the subtle smiles too. The smiles are really nice. Okay, listen to me. I've been looking at Nuvi. I've been looking at Nouvelle. I've been looking at Nouvelle, and he is one handsome man. I would consider starting Genshin for him, even though I have no pulls. I have no pulls whatsoever. I've never played Genshin my whole entire life. At all. I barely touch Genshin. But Nouvelle, he is a beautiful man. C'est très beau. Oh, très beau. I'm not gonna play Genshin. I'm not gonna play Genshin. I love 2D men as much as the next person, but I'm not gonna start Genshin for a 2D man. I will not start Genshin. Don't. I understand that. What if I get 20 pulls and I don't pull them at all? Like, it's gonna be so sad. I'm gonna be so upset. Why are you being so serious? Yeah, 20 pulls is a very small amount of pulls. That won't get me anywhere. Didn't you tell me it took like 60 pulls to get him? Kagura-san kept calm to the end. He talked to me back with an indifference tone when I said I would never change my choice. There are clients that just say they don't like me. Ah, makes sense, makes sense. It's a lot of pulls. It was 81 pulls, shit. 20 to 50-50. Oh. And then 60. Got it, got it. Just about 80. Yes. They said they don't like a guy who isn't talkative. Yeah, I remember you said 60 or 61. But I guess 60. Okay, it's 60 then. If I don't flirt with them, they question why they came here. I understand why they feel that way. But there's also some clients that like me this way. I wondered why, but despite him saying in a very calm manner, it made me feel a sharp pain in my heart. You came all this way to the red light district, so let's let loose a little. You don't have any reason to be on your best behavior in a place like this. His glare was still cold. It's not like I'm trying to be on my best behavior. She's just not used to this place. Kagura-san cocked his head to the side while keeping his indifferent expression. It may be because I'm not used to this kind of place. And perhaps it's because I don't prepare myself for it. I just came here on an errand, and Ira-san just invited me to a banquet, so I didn't prepare anything for this. I see. Kagura-san looked down at me as if he had said that. Well then I would like to reconfirm. Are you saying that you have no intentions for your skin to lay upon mine tonight? That's such a regal way of saying it. He really is a refined man. That's a great way of talking. I like that. I like that a lot. Yes, men! We come to watch the men! Yes. So for tonight, what would you like to do tonight? Kagura-san tried to poke my feelings with a sharp gaze. I will only commit with someone who I truly love. Who you truly love. Yeah. I definitely like to appreciate their designs and how, and just their designs and their beautiful faces and their very svelte bodies. Very much just, 2D men they just get me going, man. I just love them so much. They make me so happy. Yeah, someone who I don't mind losing everything for. That's how much we'll love each other. We'll love each other other than anything else, and we'll feel our feelings alone are not just enough. That's when we will unite as one. I think this is a way to commit with someone who I truly love. Yes, harass me. No, not like that, but yes. Yes, we need to do that. It'd be lots of fun just for you to gush over stuff. We need to collab. I need to set up a date to collab. I have been really putting emphasis on this to someone who is doing the exact opposite of his job. I may have offended him. Kagura-san listened intently to what I was saying without once changing his expression. So I would like to go back home tonight. Would saying that to him so directly cut off from each other in the future? No, but for some reason I didn't feel like that would happen. Kagura-san, thank you so much for today. I deeply bowed to Kagura-san. I didn't know the cherry blossom bloomed so beautifully and fascinatingly at night. In the daytime, they were just gorgeous. They would sometimes look like cute hair ornaments for children. But cherry blossoms at night, especially in Yoshiwara, they emitted an eerie glamour. Kagura-san told me to check out the town of Yoshiwara at this time with my own eyes. He told me, but... Kagura-san, thank you for going out your way to see me off. Thieves sometimes appear around here. It's dangerous for you to walk around at night. I know, I'm sorry to take up your time. No, it's fine. I started to regret staying for such a long time. We finally arrived at the gate, but... Huh? The gate is closed. Just as I thought. You didn't know that there's a closing time, did you? Kagura-san, you knew that? You should have told me that. Even if I did tell you, I don't think that you would accept that. Sometimes it's better to confirm things with your own eyes. That may be true, but so this means I won't be able to go back tonight, right? You could say it would be safer not to go back tonight. If you would like to go back and forth along a dangerous road at night, I won't stop you. I'll let you decide if you will be going back to your room or not. If you're a smart woman, then I guess the answer is clear, though. The way he said that was kind of mean. Like mentor, like pupil. Like mentor, like pupil. Come on, you get that from Kagura-san. Looks like that was my only choice tonight. There was nothing that could be done with the gates being closed. So I went back to Kagura-san's room. I didn't expect that I would be returning once more to this gorgeous room, but the warmth of the people had already vanished from this room. It was glamorous yet shady. It was luxurious yet somewhat sad. Originally, this was a place where people would desire, take, and crave each other. But with the feelings that this purpose had not been fulfilled, air in the room felt very cold. It has become quite cold. While saying that, Kagura-san makes skillfully making the bed. As you can see, only one bed has been prepared. Well then, what will you do? How would I spend my night in this room? My mind overreacted to this one question. I chose my words carefully to answer him. I want to take rest in this room tonight. Yes, I would like to rest in this room tonight. Please, Kagura-san, let me rest in the bed. I need the sleep. For some reason, I felt tired today. Well, then I will let you do that. A gentleman's business is to give the client what they desire. Since you said that you want to take a rest, I will follow that. Do you always serve clients this way, Kagura-san? What do you mean, like this? Where's the sound? Where's the sound go? I mean, are you always obedient to what the client asks for you? Of course not. Oh, there's the sound. Right after I complain about the sound comes on. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. You're toying with my feelings. You're toying with my feelings, game. I see. I have my self-respect as a man and feelings that money can never buy. But as I'm working here, I also have pride in my job too. I thought that a gentleman of the night was just a man who entertained and slept with women to make money. I was touched. He was working here with his pride as a man and a human being. What happened? You look like you're not all there. You should go to bed soon. It's just that as I listen to your story, I'm surprised by many things I've discovered. My story? Kagura-san furrowed his brow into what appeared to be a profoundly puzzled expression. Yes, you live in a world that I never knew before, Kagura-san. So you have a very different set of values and your own strong beliefs. To me, it's dazzling. As I said that, Kagura-san then seemed surprised and made a strange face. Have I said something rude? No. I've never met a girl who spoke to me with such an innocent face like yours. How have you come to survive this long with being that valuable? Are you being sarcastic? If I was being sarcastic, I would say it was more indifference. So, to me, you are also dazzling. My heartbeat suddenly began to beat faster. His strong glance stood at me like I really was dazzling. All the clients who came here might say that it was a trick to charm you. As I said that, Kagura-san quietly approached me, and he pulled my hand. Kagura-san. Is this what it feels like to have my heart jump out from my mouth with surprise? I felt strangely nervous and thirsty. Yeah, I'm thirsty, alright. I'm hella thirsty. Let's go. Let's get ourselves a man. But when I thought what I wanted to touch her cheek, was unsure what excuse I could use. Even if I said it's not a trick, would you believe me? Kagura gently narrowed his eyes and looked at me, ever so quietly. The palms of his hand extended out to my cheek, and I would have not wanted him to do anything, but somehow I was waiting for the palm of his hand to reach my cheek. Is it okay? Is it okay for me to surrender to him like this? I need to calm down. Kagura-san, wait. Please stop. I struggled to say something that wasn't in my heart to say. Unable to bear it any longer, I turned my eyes away from him and said it. If that's what you desire. After a while, I heard Kagura-san's voice. The strength of his hand that grabbed me quickly loosened. It seems that I'm not acting like myself tonight. He sighed in a slight, self-deprecating manner and whispered, though it is rare, perhaps I have become drunk. And then he kept quiet for a while. It appeared that he was thinking about something. As for me, the inside of my head felt confused. My heart continued to beat intensely, and it was difficult to breathe. After that, Kagura-san slightly took away the tray with the sake on it. Then he brought it next to the bed and put it down neatly. I want to talk to you tonight. Will you keep me company? Huh? I honestly didn't expect him to say something like that, so I was really surprised. Hydrate. Having some nice lemonade and some water today. They say that women on this island naturally become strong. You aren't an exception, but your strength is very attractive. Thank you, sir. I tried my hardest to be strong. Kagura gave me a cup. I naturally took the glass in my hand so as it was given to me. Then he poured sake to the brim of the cup. Don't worry, I'm not going to seduce you. I just want to get to know you more. It's the same as one studies. You pique my interest, so I want to know more. That's all. Kagura-san's eyes were shining. He poured sake into his cup and raised it a bit in display, and then swiftly downed it. He looked happy. Seeing the face of his removed any suspicions that I had about him. Well then, bottoms up, bottles for the club. Got a couple bottles, but a bottle ain't enough. Bottoms up. I drank the sake that he poured into my cup. I'm not a very strong drinker, and I'm not used to drinking like Kagura-san is. But maybe because Kagura-san opened his heart a little, I felt the sake flavor melting into my heart. Since you walked to the gate before, you may have sobered up by now. You should get used to sake little by little. Okay. Kagura-san smiled at me a little. It was different from his previous smile. It had a gentle and sad feeling. If I said that it's not a trick, then I guess it would mean he seduced women with his natural born talent, wouldn't it? It was actually scary, but it might be the reason he's able to survive in Yoshiwara as a gentleman. You should stretch your legs out. Didn't you say you were tired? He said so as he poured sake into my cup. I felt uncomfortable for some reason, so I sat down quietly in the corner of his glamorous bed. Okay, just a little. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything. Yes. You were so valuable, and then you were really cautious. What a mysterious person. I'm normal. You're the one who's mysterious, Kagura-san. So I guess we're both new to each other. That's true, at least for me, that is. So what are you interested in? For some good conversations to go with our sake. I think that we should talk about something that you're interested in. Something that I'm interested in. I guess I'm interested in you, Kagura-san. Bitch! That's not what he meant. He meant like, do you have hobbies besides falling in love with men? Do you have any hobbies, ma'am? Do you do anything, ma'am? Your mind can't just be interested in Kagura-san. Come on, you gotta have something else interested about you. Come on, baby. Don't do me like that. So I want to talk about something that you like. When I said I meant unexpected to Kagura, so he blinked his eyes. Are you trying to make me fall for you? Huh? I had no intentions to do that. Now it's my turn to blink my eyes. I get more and more confused about you. Mine's empty, just Kagura. Yeah, that's right. You told me to not lay my hands on you, but then you also said you were interested in me. Oh, I'm playing Soon right now. I'm playing tsundere, like my tsundere-ness is confusing him. He just doesn't understand. He doesn't understand what I'm doing to him. It's okay, baby. It's okay. You'll understand soon enough. I know that for sure. Kagura-san looked troubled and knitted his brow. Have I troubled you? No, but if I talk about what I'm interested in, you might find it boring. Oh no, not at all. I asserted as much, but then I will talk to you about a field that I put most of my effort into. Is it okay for you? Oh, blushing! Blushing! We love to see it! We love to see his little blushy face. We'd love to see it. Yes, I'm looking forward to hearing it. I've learned Western studies from a Westerner. It's actually quite interesting to me. But there are some questions as to how it will entertain clients. That's what Iro-san and all the other gentlemen said to me, but that's not what it is about for me. To start, human beings are creatures that have desire to improve and grow themselves. Yes, blushing men is like eye candy. Yes, it is. It is so beautiful to watch a man blush. I really didn't expect them to talk about studies. This is a red light district, so I guess I was expecting something a little less dull. Of course, I didn't understand anything about his studies. I guess I was so tired from this hectic day. Before I knew it, I fell asleep. Not falling asleep while he's talking. The Man That Moves My Heart, Chapter 3. The next morning, I was greeted by a bright break of dawn. As soon as I awoke, the sight of an ornate ceiling jumped into my vision. That's right, I fell asleep last night while listening to Kagura-san's story. I quietly got my body up out of bed, but the person that was supposed to be sleeping next to me wasn't there. Kagura-san? The bed was completely empty. The sun had just started to rise. I thought I woke up early, but then he left because it felt rude that I fell asleep in the middle of his story. No, I can't imagine why Kagura-san would get mad over such a thing. I tidied myself up and left the room. But it's not like I had anywhere to go once I got out of the room. I walked around worrying over what I should do, and I saw Ara-san coming from the opposite direction. Oh, Katano-san, good morning. Good morning. Ara-san checked my appearance, and he gave me a cheery smile and bowed politely. Your skin looks quite clear this morning. Really? Yes, you've become more beautiful. It would appear that you were satisfied with Kagura-san. He said those words after giving me a meaningful chuckle. Once I understood what Ara-san was trying to say, my face instantly became hot. From your appearance, it looks like you took time to enjoy yourself last night, didn't you? How should I respond to that? Ara-san's assumption was wrong. What do I say at this point? Yes, we talked about Western studies. Western studies? That's why I should tell him the truth, but Ara-san made a puzzled face. I can't believe it. It's easier for me to have a long conversation with him here. I just bowed politely and tried to pass along his side. Just then, you're looking for Kagura-san. He must be at Inari Shrine. Huh? He's just like manager to say something like that. While surprised by his sharpness, I briefly thanked him and head towards Inari Shrine. I hastily made my way to Inari Shrine. Why was Kagura-san at Inari Shrine? Morning in Yoshiwara is usually late. In the district which knows no night, it seemed like now it's time to sleep. And yet he was alone this early in the morning. When I heard Inari Shrine, I couldn't stop but think about the couple that ran off together. Could it be that he was running off with someone else early in the morning? That's what I wondered. That's what he was doing, then Ira-san wouldn't have known that he was at Inari Shrine. Since Ira-san knew that he was at Inari Shrine, it surely meant that he was there legitimately. While speculating on this, I arrived at Inari Shrine. From the shrine grounds, I heard unusual sound intermixed with the sound of birds singing. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. It was the sound of something cutting the air. Then his appearance gradually came into view. That was... Ooh! Look at that! Shirtless! And sweating! Yes, you work that wooden sword. Work it, baby, work it. Kagura-san. He was alone and otherwise deserted Inari Shrine. Kagura-san was doing his morning practice. He swung his bamboo sword over his head. That's the innuendo sword picture I was talking about recently. Oh. It looks great. It's a great image. It does look very, it does look a little, interesting of an image. It's very erotic. Sweating profusely with a serious look, he would occasionally let out a deep, focused shout. His appearance was awe-inspiring. It was like I witnessed something holy, so I stood there unable to even speak to him. All that you can hear was the sound of him cutting through the air, and his rough breathing. He just made his presence appear even more impressive. I just wanted to keep watching him like this. That's what I felt. I didn't want to disturb Kagura-san's breathing or movement. I didn't want to disturb anything he was doing, not the least. My eyes and heart were taken away by everything about Kagura-san. Just then, I heard footsteps behind me. Are you peeping? When I turned back, there was Kagura-san and Kagura-san's assistant. Kagura-san. I can't say that it's a good hobby. I'm sorry. It's just that he's so serious, so I've been hesitant to talk to him. You were hesitating? I don't think so. You've been staring at him with a dazed look on your face. Well, it's not like I don't understand how you feel, so I wouldn't blame you any more than this. He's such a good man, even though I'm a man too. I still find myself captivated by him sometimes. Okay, I see, Kaguro-san. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. But if you came to peep on him knowing that he liked to get up early, I won't forgive you. What do you mean? Kaguro-san sneered at me like he was looking down on me. I know it. You got this information from somebody, didn't you? You woke up early on purpose to get his attention, and I don't like that. I see. Please stop acting like you understand. It makes me sick. I wonder if Kaguro-san hates me. If I make you sick, then I'm sorry. But I didn't come here for any profound reason you think I did. When I woke up, I found out that Kaguro-san wasn't there, so I tried to find him like this. Kaguro-san sneered at me like he was saying that he couldn't believe me. I'm not sure if you're lying or telling the truth, but something makes me irritated when I'm talking to you like this. I'm sorry? If you feel sorry about it, could you do such an appropriate manner? In the first place, a person like you isn't a good match with the red light district. I know that. I didn't fit in with this place, and Kaguro-san wasn't a good match for me. My heart was in pain. Why was this burning pain in my heart? Don't worry, because I don't think I'll come again. I drew my mouth into a forced smile. Kaguro's smile also twisted slightly. If you don't want to see me, then I'll try to avoid seeing you. Do you think it was his fault? I was surprised by his unexpected innocent reaction. No, I don't mean that. I'll come back when I become a woman who's better suited to this town. I'll be going to my room then. I won't talk to him. Kaguro-san looked at me in wonder. I go back to my room and prepare to leave. I walked around Yoshiwara in the early mornings by myself. Though it is late, the signs of the town were starting to wake appeared little by little. By chance, they were born as men. By chance, they were blessed with beautiful appearances. And perhaps they were not blessed by the circumstances that surrounded them at birth. Did they have days in which they were loved unconditionally? They found their way to Yoshiwara and sought as an imperial love that was neither a dream or a reality. During this time, some of them gained the skills to rise up in the world. Some of them have appetite for learning and train themselves regularly. Some of them chased after these men. And this is the world that I've never had a connection with. While recalling the events from yesterday, I went back to Kukuya. Can't you stay a little? Huh? I was waiting for him in the room, and that was the first thing out of his mouth after he came back. You didn't stay in this room, did you? Why do you think so? But I didn't intend to do so. I ended up peeping at him while he was training, but Kaguro-san shouldn't have known that. Plus, it was Aro-san who told me where he was, but I didn't think that I did a bad thing. And yet his sharp gaze pierced through me. My heartbeat sped up by itself. You have a cherry blossom petal in your hair. Why is that? I looked at my face and I saw myself clearly in his eyes. I was just taking a little walk. His piercing eyes made my chest feel tight and I had difficulty breathing. A walk, huh? It must have been quite a walk all the way to a Nari shrine. I've been found out! I've been found out! He noticed me. I thought that he was so focused on his training that he didn't notice me. Why do you think you were trying to deceive my eyes? I wasn't trying to deceive your eyes. We faced each other for a while, but it's time. I will see you off. He said that to me in a monotonous tone and then quickly stood up. I walked to the gate accompanied by Kaguro-san and Kaguro-san. Come to think of it, since helping the eloping couple yesterday, I experienced things that were unknown to me before. I stepped into the red light district for the first time and joined a banquet. Of course, I had a shocking experience of staying the night in the red light district, but more than that, what I've gained from this day was my encounter with Kaguro-san and the other gentlemen. Will you miss me even a little bit? Yes, of course. The red light district of Yoshiwara, where people lose themselves in the world of dreams. Just then I saw two familiar people looking up towards me on the road ahead. Are you leaving now, Kaguro-san and Kaguro-san, seeing you off? It was Takawa and Takawa. Takawa-san! Hello, my husband. How are you doing? Oh, I hope they don't make you a bad guy in this route either. Seems like you didn't change your choice last night, did you? You were waiting for that. Well, you were waiting for that. Did you know that Takawa, you had a lot of time last night? Takao-san said that and then looked into Takawa-san's face. What are you talking about? I didn't have any free time last night. Is that so? Excuse me, you're in the way. Please clear the way. Kagura-san stepped in between Takao and Takawa-san, who suddenly started to argue. And then we tried to pass through them when... Oh, there's no need to rush like that, is there? Let me get a peek at this cute lady's face in the morning. Takao-san swiftly stood in front of me, blocking the way. His eyes glimmered in the morning sun, peering intently into my eyes. How was last night? Kagura-san's skills weren't bad, were they? What are you saying? My face became red from embarrassment. My lack of tolerance of this got me so embarrassed that it was pathetic. But don't you think I'm better skilled to please a woman? Takawa-san. Takawa-san. I will neither accept nor deny that claim. I will say yes. I will not say yes or no. The answer is yes. 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 That's the answer. Fucking yes. Yes. Huh? No way. You're still lower rank than he is. Speaking of lower rank, isn't there someone lower than me? Ah, he's right there. Are you talking about me? Stop arguing about stupid things. As I wonder what to do about the situation, I look up at Kagura-san. When I did, Kagura-san quickly put his hand around my back and pushed me. You don't need to talk to them. Let's go. Kagura-san pushed my back to urge me forward. Takao and Takao-san then said something to us but soon left. Kagura-san caught up with soon after and the atmosphere then returned to quiet. The gate was further ahead. The thought that I'd never come again suddenly made me feel lonely. Will I come here again someday? Will I be able to see Kagura-san again someday? I still had enough money, but there's not the problem. That I knew clearly. Will you come again? Near the gate, Kagura-san asked me. But I couldn't answer that. We stopped right in front of the gate. Next time I would like to hear your story instead of my own. Why here? Why would you say something to make my heart sway? It was downright unfair thing to say, but this place is where men and women might find a connection. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. I'm not sure whether it was right for me to pay him lip service here, but Kagura-san gave me a slight smile. Then my head bowed and I slipped through the gate. When I turned back around, I saw his faint appearance. I found that his lovely presence was more than enough to make my chest feel tight. Kagura's Desire, Chapter 4. That will finish the cargo check. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Please wait a moment. 1 week later, after I left from Yoshiwara, I was helping out the warehouse of my family's business as usual. It was around the time 1 week ago. Oh, what a whirlwind of trouble that was. Amana, where have you been wandering about? I asked you to run errands yesterday. Yes, that's right. For the first time in my life, I stayed overnight without permission. It was only natural that my mother would get angry at me. I'm sorry. I ran into a friend and I went to find a restaurant, and then we talked for a long time. I'm really sorry. But then after that, it seemed like it wasn't enough to calm my mother's anger. I made her worry. I deeply regret having made her worry, and even though I couldn't clearly tell her that, I did learn a lot in Yoshiwara. Those men of the red light district were beautiful and very fierce. They were strong-minded and pushed forward to the path they believed in. I felt that everyone had their pride and lived their own lives. So I always wanted to live my life without shame. They made me firmly believe that. My life and happiness that were given to me. I spent my days just receiving these things. That's what it meant to live. That's why they taught me. Mom, I've decided. My mother was surprised to hear me suddenly insert that in the middle of her lecture. What have you decided? I'm going to wake up early every morning and help with family business as much as possible. Oh, really? That makes me happy. My mother was looking at me with a vacant expression on her eyes. She must have really wondered what I was saying that all of a sudden. But after I said that, she stopped hassling me and about my staying overnight without permission. After that, I really did wake up early in the morning. I started learning how to do bookkeeping, and I've tried to help out with cooking. All of that was because of the image of Kagura-san training early in the morning was engraved in my mind. When I helped with cooking and toiled away at work, I would sometimes wonder if everything that happened in Yoshiwara was just a dream. It was bright here. People's expression and conversations were so lively that it was all too bright. but it doesn't mean that I've forgotten what happened in Yoshiwara and with Kagura-san. No. More than that, those memories came back to me with a greater clarity as the days go by. The beautifully blooming cherry blossoms along the main street, the breathtaking courtesans' processions, the stunningly glided folding seams and engraved furniture, and Kagura-san. I would try to live my life according to my own standards. I try my best to cherish my life. That's what I thought, but his appearance still continued to make my chest tighten. I should forget about him and just make it a good memory. That's what I thought, but I couldn't do it. I wanted to see him again just one more time. I wanted to see Kagura-san. Before I knew it, I found myself running towards Yoshiwara, gripping money in my hand. Once again, I went even without considering the consequences. Welcome back, Katano. Katano-san. When I walked into the entrance of Kiryu, Iro-san welcomed me with a smile. I didn't expect that he would remember my name. I thought that you would surely come again. Kagura-san has been waiting for you. Kagura has been waiting for me. I always said that just to make me feel better. Though I knew that, my heart was shaking with happiness. I didn't think he could really be waiting for me, but did he even think of me at all? You may have to wait for a while, but make yourself comfortable. I will, thank you so much. Then a man with a larger-than-life attitude made an appearance. I thought that might be a cute girl here, and it turned out to be you. It's Takao-san. Why don't you come to my room today? You can enjoy some games different from the ones Kagura plays. Takao smiled bewitchingly and looked into my face with a pipe in one hand. Katano chose Kagura, and that's why I'm giving her a direct invitation like this. Hey Amana, if you choose me, after he said that, he brought his lips close to my ear. If you choose me, I'll bring you to a happy place, you know? The smell of his tobacco pipe and sweet incense mixed together. My face flared up and I felt confused. Enough, Takao, don't cause trouble with the client. What a lifesaver. Iro-san's words made Takao-san pull his body back in recoil. I was just playing around with her, because this virgin's just so adorable. Virgin alert, scanning, 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 still virgin, still virgin, still virgin. Takao! Yes, I'll see you around, Amana. I'm sorry about that. Please come inside. I was also led into the room. Then, Katano-sama, thank you for returning. Kagura-san, it's been a while. As soon as I saw Kagura-san appear in the room, I began to choke up. It's a pleasure to see you again. Do you remember me? Do you think I would forget you? His eyes looked at me as if he were testing me, but those eyes of his sharply pierced straight through me. I constantly think about that I didn't want to forget you. I'm grateful for that. Well then, please enjoy yourself today as well. Kagura-san poured sake into my cup. For today, I didn't want to have a gorgeous banquet like last time. I just wanted to spend nice, relaxing time with Kagura-san. That's why I asked of Iro-san, but I didn't expect it to be this uncomfortable. Are you bored? I guess Kagura-san sensed I was feeling and then said that to me quietly. His glance wasn't on my eyes but fell upon my hands. Was Kagura-san also feeling uncomfortable and looking around like me? Imagining that makes me feel a little better. Kagura-san, you're the one who looks bored to be with me. Why did I blurt out such a mean thing to him? I didn't mean to do that. Kagura-san looked at me with the eyes that gave no glimpse of what he was feeling. He then blinked once. If a gentleman feels that way, what will come of it? Just like any other night, I was brought by a client. My only duty is to entertain my client. I felt Kagura-san's face become clouded with sadness. I wanted to wipe away, but how could I do that? Why did Kagura-san make that face in the first place? This is boring. If we can enjoy ourselves together, what's the meaning of spending time with each other? Kagura-san couldn't find anything to say and just stared at me. We didn't say anything to each other for a while. Has there been a time where two people spent time together and felt suffocating and impatient as it did now? Kagura-san, I'm inconvenienced you, haven't I? Kagura-san's face made no expression that seemed to ask me, what do you mean? Have I inconvenienced you by coming to see you like this? There is no gentleman who would find it an inconvenience to be visited and chosen by a client. I'm not looking for that kind of answer. I want to know what you're thinking, Kagura-san. Then the room fell silent once again, but this time Kagura-san immediately directed his strong gaze at me. I didn't expect you to come back here again. I didn't expect that a completely innocent lady like you would come back to the red light district. From my perspective, you also didn't seem to fit in with the red light district. When I said this, his face winced with surprise and he looked at me. Are you sure it would be a better fit for someone like me to challenge a fencing school? No, I didn't mean that. Kagura-san's sharp gaze inevitably made my words get caught in my throat, but I tried to continue talking to him. This is my own imprudent preconception, but I thought that there was only ladies' men in the red light district. So what am I then? When he asked me, it was really difficult to describe it in one word. After much thought, I said, Kagura-san is Kagura-san. That the answer that I came to was really dumb. You dummy. You dumb. You dummy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not dumb. I'm smart. I'm smarticles. I'm a smarty. Leo! Welcome. I am not getting NTR'd. How are you, Leo? Yeah, doing good. That's good to hear. Kagura-san looked at me with an incredulous look on his face. I'm sorry, but while feeling small, I heard a chuckle next to me. Sorry, fake laughing makes me want a real laugh. You ever want to fake laugh at something? He is not a yandere. Huh? Kagura-san was laughing. Furthermore, he was laughing loudly and with pleasure. I'm not allowed to fake laugh. I'm not allowed to fake laugh, because then I really laugh. Kagura-san, I'm sorry. You're right, I couldn't be anyone else but me. I didn't expect that you would be this one to explain that to me. Oh, look at his smile. He's so sweet. It would appear that before I can find out how to entertain you, you've already entertained me. I wasn't trying that at all, but seeing Kagura's smile laugh bloom with such enjoyment before my own eyes made me feel relieved. The uncomfortableness that previously filled the room cleared away as it never existed. Well then, what do you desire from me tonight? What do I desire? This was another difficult question. So for tonight, we'll drink through the night? I want to talk to you like last time. Is that so? Do you remember our promise from when we would say goodbye to each other? I said that I would like to hear your story too next time. Of course. I started to feel excited, but held those feelings back. I remember when you said that we would say goodbye to each other, but I can't talk about something great like Kagura-san. I would hate for him to think I've unlearned and for him to find me boring. But was I trying to show off? It's weird. I'm not asking you to give me a lecture. I just want to know what you like and what you don't like because I want to know you more. That's what he wants then. Me too. I want to know more about him. Fear of feeling like a dummy, even though I am a dum-dum. I'm a dum-dum. I'm dummy. I'm dummy thick. Thick in the head. Dummy thick in the head. Then suddenly he stretched his arms out to me, and as soon as I noticed, my body instantly wrapped itself up in Kagura-san's arms. Ooh, I love the way they shade this in. It just looks so effortlessly. It's so beautiful. This is the quickest way for a man and a woman to get to know each other better. I will ask your skin while also asking those lips of yours. As he said that, he stroked my cheek and traced my lips. I got goosebumps all over my body. I felt like all my blood boiled up and was continuing through my body. Yeah, the shading is just mwah, 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 so glorious, so beautiful. I didn't mean that. Ah. Yeah, sometimes you'll get more better. Sometimes you have to choose between good art or good story. Or you can never really have the two. You can have the two, but it's rare to have the two. I know. Oh, it's a fucked up story. Oh no, I don't want fucked up stories. I tried to resist, but the truth is that I felt happy in his arms. This place felt lovely to me. I wouldn't do anything that you don't like, but wouldn't you allow me to talk to you as I hold you like this? Kagura's fingers slowly and neatly combed through my hair. Even though my whole body pulsated like it had become my heart, I felt a sense of peace in this place. You still like two dudes? Well, that's good. What would you like to talk about? Talk about a time you felt happy. I'm happy right now. I stored this feeling in my heart and talked about a story from my childhood. Kagura-san's chest was very wide and warm and made me feel talkative. I wanted to stay here with him like this forever. While wishing that I grew tired of talking that evening and fell asleep, that night Kagura-san and I slept together in the same bed. Please talk to me again. Talk to me about something that you like, Kagura-san. Then I'm going to talk about Western studies again, if that's alright. To be honest, I wanted to hear more about himself, but yes, please tell me about it. His stories about Western studies were difficult, so of course I couldn't really understand. Kagura-san put his arms out from the bed and painted an image in the air to explain to me. It showed how he admired Western studies. It was quite clear that it was something he studied every day. In Yoshiwara, all by himself. Oh my god, look at that cute smile. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. We love to see it. Oh, 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 oh. Mwah. Mwah. You're such a cutie, Kagura-san. Mwah. Mwah. I gotta protect that beautiful smile of his. It's too beautiful. In fact, there was a gentleman talking about the studies from a far-off country of Holland. Was something that I wanted to keep firmly in my memory, even if I was the only one who would know it. That's what I thought. Chapter 5, The Dream. When I awoke the next morning, I suspected Kagura-san wasn't there. I wondered if he was working hard at the morning practice again today, so I decided to make my way to Inari's shrine. I heard the sound of the bamboo sword cutting the air. There he was, just as I expected. They like to reuse this image! Alone in the deserted shrine, that was Kagura-san doing his morning practice. His sharp eyes and glimmering sweat, like at last it was very difficult to approach him looking like he did. He looked beautiful. His movements were flawless and he wielded his sword with fluid motions. Leo! This is the one Beal mentioned about the innuendo picture. It looks very suspicious. It's so funny. Why'd they draw that stick like that? Give it a little curve? It was like a different world that was cut from some other place. I tried to find a good time to start talking to him. Good morning. When Kagura-san put his hand down from swinging to catch his breath, I started to talk to him. You came, huh? Unsurprisingly, Kagura-san turned to me with a nonchalant look at his face. His brow was lightly coated in sweat. You were training so passionately early in the morning. Please, use this if you like. I smiled as I handed him a hand towel. Though looking bewildered for a brief moment, Kagura-san accepted the towel from me. You always train together with Kagura-san, don't you? No, we often do, but not always. Oh really? What about today? Ayo-san asked Kaguro to do some errands early this morning. So Kaguro-san won't come here today. If it's just the two of us, then we'll actually something that I wanted to try. Kaguro-san, would it be okay if I tried holding a bamboo sword too? He directed a puzzled look at me. Perhaps it was impossible for me, even though it was unladylike. I wanted to try holding a bamboo sword and practicing with it. Are you interested in this? If it's impossible, then that's fine. You can swing it. I will calm your mind. Are you sure about this? I don't recall refusing you, did I? After saying that, he had me grip the bamboo sword and... Oh, this is so cute! What a cute photo! This is how you grip a sword and tighten your armpits a little more. Yeah, yes. What's this? As I held the bamboo sword from behind me, Kaguro-san put both of his hands on the bamboo sword that I gripped and began guiding my swing. Yes, that's it. You should open your stance about half a step more. He quickly put his legs in between mine from behind to spread my legs. Oh my god. Baby, whoa. 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 Whoa there. Whoa. Let's take it one step at a time, Kaguro-san. Let's just take it slow here. Don't be spreading my legs open. At least not yet. I knew he was doing this to teach me the proper width of my stance, but this made me swell up with shame and anxiety. My heart beat loudly and my hands were sweaty as they gripped the bamboo sword. And then you bring the sword up like this? Kaguro-san's hot breath fell upon me. He smelled vaguely of sweatness and his breathing was a little faster than normal. It was my first time getting this close to a man. And then bring it down with a single quick stroke. The sword began swung down with force, causing my body slightly off balance. That's why I told you to plant your feet like this. Eek! He quickly forced my legs apart, and this time I let out a scream without a second thought. Then silence fell upon us. What are you getting so loud for? I'm teaching you. I'm sorry. Perhaps I was taken aback because I made so much. Shin! Hello! Thank you for the headpats! How are you doing? How's your day? Night going? I guess your overall day. What would I say to excuse myself? Night is good. Well, that's good. I'm good. I'm happy to hear that. Oh shit, I forgot to do the things Leo told me to do. Oh shit, Manager Kun's gonna beat me up. I'm having lots of fun. I'm having all the fun. I'm romancing Kagura-san, a very refined man who's into Western studies and I guess fighting with a bamboo stick. Please don't beat me, Leo. Please don't beat me. Well, then I'll watch. Kagura-san separated his body from me and gave me some distance. My back suddenly felt cooler. The heat has covered my back before. The body heat that I felt before. What was that? What could it be the name of that urge that led me back to Yoshiwara again? What could it be? Suddenly, I remembered the events of the day when I first came to Yoshiwara, here in the Nari Shrine, when I discovered a couple who'd run off together. Could the passion that I left at the time be what I feel inside of me right now? Hey Kagura-san, what do you think about running away? Running away? Why would I ask such a dumb question? Why do I ask the most dumbest questions of all time? Why would I ask this man about running away when it's illegal to run away? Yeah, he's very offended. He's like, running away? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a crime. If you run away, you get punished and you die. I don't know about the dying part, but you do get in trouble. Keep your mouth shut. Why am I so stupid? I wanted to express this burning feeling within my heart. Crimes are mostly illegal. Some crimes do not need to be legal. I mean, wait. I meant the opposite way. Some crimes do need to be legal. Rules are meant to be broken. Thank you, Honkai. Thank you, Honkai. Star Rails. We really appreciate that. It's the police with a bat. Why am I letting him know about this? I could get in serious trouble for helping a runaway. This secondhand embarrassment's hitting me with what I'm doing right now in this game. I feel so embarrassed. Honkai Star Rails! It's kind of like that, right? But Min's does it 10 times better. Wifey does it better than I can. That's why Wifey needs to do it all the time. This is an embarrassment. It was when I happened to pass by this place in the Nari Shrine. I met a couple that was about to run away. Kagura's face quickly turned pale. Running away is a serious crime. If I had to aid in the serious crime, I too would be accused of the crime. That much I knew. You're telling me this even knowing where we are right now? With a severe look on his face, Kagura-san lowered his voice and said, I know. But right now it's just you and me, right, Kagura-san? After I said that, Kagura-san felt even more severe and then stared at me. Do you think it's okay to trust me so easily? I know I was quite close to giving my shit away to a man I barely know. Well, we're like, what, 5 chapters in? We barely know this man and I trust him? What am I, stupid? Well... I trust you. I stared straight into his eyes and answered him like that. Kagura-san didn't say anything, and while I kept silence, he stared back at me as if I was trying to figure out my true intentions. But you don't know if someone could have been listening to us somewhere. So why do you say thoughtless things? I know. But Kagura-san, you won't do anything to betray me. Will you? And I said that, Kagura-san briefly sighed in resignation and then relaxed his expression. I have no need to betray you, but you are too naive. Here in Yoshiwara, this is a forbidden topic. Don't ever talk about it here again. And you didn't see them. You helped him. You didn't say that, did you? I couldn't even respond to that. I didn't even expect him to adomish me so much. Adomish? I love finding new words. Oh, it's to reprimand. Kagura took my silence as a yes and then frowned. What would you do such a thing? If I followed what I felt and what I thought. So you were called a sheltered princess, huh? You are way too naive. If you want to carry out your own sense of justice and values, you also need to get more experience. His terrible cold manners of speech made me sad. As I hung my head in sadness, Kagura-san's hand gently stroked my hair. Surprised by this, I lifted up my head. I'm telling you this because I'm worried about you. So it doesn't mean that you want to talk about it ever again. I felt like I had flickered a kindness deep inside his piercing eyes. His hand that combed my hair was gentle and moved smoothly. I swear. It seemed like he was trying to console my sad feelings and warm me up. Despite having feeling that he was so cold and scary, I was surprised that he would console people like this. That innocent heart of yours. That may be people who want to defile it, huh? Well, you should watch out. If it wasn't for me, you talked to could have been in big trouble. You could have been taken away and accused of aiding and abetting. They could have extorted money from you. They could even said to ask for enough money to pay for their freedom. If you couldn't pay for it, you might have to work as a servant in Yoshiwara. You have no idea how severe and merciless and relentless people can be. You could only say the things that you did because you're completely ignorant of all that. I felt a chill run down my spine. I'm sorry. That was very thoughtless of me. If you understand that, then it's fine. Kagura-san's hands had been stroking my hair for some time, slipping away from me. I felt reluctant to part from him. I wish he would make me warm and comfort me again. He was really worried about me. With his terrifying, severe expression, Kagura-san taught me something. He taught me how strong-sided I was. He taught me that I could protect myself. And I'm telling you just as a reminder, running away is a very serious crime. If they are caught, then their lives cannot be guaranteed. It's that serious. The punishment is so harsh I can't talk about it in front of a woman. Running away is the same as risking your life. Running away is risking your life. Do you think it is? Do you think it's love? Do you think that it would be true love? As Kagura-san asked these questions, his face appeared to become somewhat clouded. Maybe I was just seeing things, but the strength that Kagura-san always had was gone. I don't know that yet, but love means something different for each person. It isn't ideal that everyone can protect their own love in their own way. Kagura-san chuckled. You said that like you were well versed in the subject. You have never experienced temporary love, have you? Then why don't you try to dream more? Women visit the red light district for their dreams. Why don't you do the same? Kagura-san, why was he so frustrated? I'm sorry. Kagura-san quickly looked away from me and murmured, everyone starts to fall in love, understanding all too well that it's just temporary love. What would happen if you become infatuated with a woman? It appears that I sometimes lose myself when I'm talking to you. Kagura-san's suffering eyes penetrated my heart. I felt painful. What if the painful feeling? When I was with Kagura-san, I questioned myself many times. What do I feel about him? And what do I want from him? I couldn't discern if it was temporary or real. There's nothing I could do. What about his face? His little slight little smile, his little alluring looking face. He's so beautiful. There's nothing I could say to being a naive woman who knew nothing of the world, so I stared straight back at Kagura-san. We've talked for too long, let's go back. See, he does a cute face. Yes. Kagura-san slowly veered his eyes away from me. Kagura-san, haven't you ever fallen in love? Huh? Kagura-san stopped preparing himself to go back. Did I say something that I shouldn't have? The men of Yoshiwara fall in love with a woman who is brought to them on that day. That's what I wasn't trying to ask him, but his appearance seemed to relay that he didn't want me to ask him any more than that. I couldn't say anything to Kagura-san in his current state. So like the women who visit the red light district for their dreams, do you have any dreams, Kagura-san? You've been studying and training with the sword so passionately. You must certainly have something in mind, don't you? But he turned his face down as if he refused my question. I don't have any dreams. That can't be any man on this island who have dreams. What do you... Let's go back. It's about time for breakfast, and it's best if you eat and leave. Why? Why he's concealed what lies in his heart. Perhaps it could be help from Kagura-san since he works in Yoshiwara. My heart aches so much. I thought that Kagura-san of all people would be someone who would really have a dream. At the Interval, Chapter 6. Amana, how could you do that again? I'm sorry. Oh, that's right, Mother. I organized these packages. Oh, well, I would like you to do that, but that's not what I'm talking about. Giorno Giovanni. Giorno Giovanno, have a dream. I, Giorno Giovanna, have a dream. And I'll do the bookkeeping too, so you should have a cup of tea and rest for a bit. Amana! Oh, I'm just so busy. I pushed my mother, who looks like she still had more words, into the room and went back to my work. When I came back from Yoshiwara this morning, I suspected my mother scolded me. Though as expected, all I can do is just evade her like this. On this island, almost all women visit the red light district when they become adults. I heard that the mainland has no such customs, but I was taught that this is inevitable, given that no men are born on this island. I continued working like this that when... Was there a letter among these packages? I tried to take out the letter that had been found on its way among the packages. When I saw the name of the letter sender, I instantly stopped when I was doing and shouted, "Ah, it's from Jimo-san." Jimo-san. Jimo-san Higara is my favorite uncle. Ever since I was little, he would treat me very well. He traveled across the country and wouldn't always tell me stories of the world was unknown to me. Jimo-san's trading business was pretty big. He traded rare products from east and west and wondrous items overseas. He knew everything. That makes sense. They thought I was his daughter in the beginning, but I'm just his niece. I was wondering if he was ever going to come up again. It's nice that he's came up this time. Just knowing from the different routes, he's never really mentioned that often except for potentially being my father. So it's nice to know that he's not my father. It's nice to know who he is. And it's nice that he's related to me. I was also surprised to know that he had some connections with a top government official. On that subject, in Kiryu, everyone thought that I was Gomen-san's daughter. And because of that, I've been able to see Kagura-san. So I must be thankful. And the letter from Gimo-san. Mother, it was from Uncle Gimo-san, will come soon. Wow. I told my mother to take a break, but she left the shop after being surprised by my voice. My mother appeared to be thrilled that Uncle Jimon-san was coming for the first time in ages. Of course, I'm very happy too. Uncle Jimon always got me excited because he always showed me expensive, rare, and must-oververted items. Okay, there'll be some new faces. That's nice. They were all items that we were eager to have. Then thought suddenly came across my mind. I wonder if he'll bring a beautiful kimono, something that would allow me to hold my own even in Yoshiwara. I'd like to wear it and meet Kagura-san again. I thought such things. And again, I looked up at the cherry blossoms on the main street. I wondered how many times I have come here already. Helping my family business, studying bookkeeping, helping with cooking and sewing. Only for a moment I would escape from this healthy everyday life under the sun. To come to Yoshiwara where the light shines like a light trap. There are women who are looking for love. There are women who are crazy for love. There are women who indulge themselves in desire, and I came here many times, but I still haven't really brought a man. Even I said something like that, who would believe me? I just have someone that I want to see. I want to see him. I just want to see him. I couldn't think about what happened in the future. I just really want to see him. Those are the only reasons I came here again today. When I came in the front of Kiryu, I heard people arguing. The tone of their voice, whether I wanted to know that or not, told me I was unsettled. It must be Kagura and Takao. Takawa-san. Takawa-san! Hi! How's it going? This isn't your route, but I'm so happy to see you. I'm hoping you're not going to be the villain of the week. Please don't be the villain of the week. If you're a villain in everybody else's storyline, I'm going to be so upset. Before I knew it, Tokiwa-san was standing behind me. They seem to be having an interesting conversation, aren't they? What are they going to do, Amana? Doesn't sound like it's a good atmosphere, so you're going to eavesdrop in on them? I'm not interested in eavesdropping like that. After saying that, I tried to go inside. You better wait here. It doesn't sound peaceful, so why don't we wait here for a while? After Tokiwa-san said so, he pushed me into a shaded area. There's sure to be an interesting show from here on out. A vicious argument between Kagura-san and Takao-san. Takawa and I watched them from the shaded area. What a strange situation we've created. I don't like a single thing about you. You act like you have a room to spare, but that's only for now. Just what are you getting so upset about? Stop acting like you don't know. You're the smart guy here. It's not like you can figure out what's on my mind. Though I do work hard in my studies, the human mind is immeasurable. As always, you're an unlikable guy. I'm not interested in being likable to guys. Me either, but could you stop jerking me around? I'm not interested in guys. Stop jerking me off. The number one gentleman in the shop is me, Takawa-sama. You put me, Takao-sama, aside to get your head on some rich lady. You've got some nerves. I don't know which rich lady you're talking about. Not one of my clients are of questionable lineage or class. As I listened to an argument, I couldn't help but feel restless. So much I wanted to jump in and stop them. Takao-san snickered quietly next to me. You're trying to throw me off by saying stuff like that, aren't you? I'm not that impatient. The person I'm talking about is Amana. What? It's about me? They're fighting about me? Little old me? Amana-san? No fucking way! Takao-san covered my mouth as I began to shout out in surprise. That was close. It looked like they didn't notice anything. Be quiet, we'll find out for sure. Takao-san hand was on my lips. I wanted him to remove his hand as much as possible, so I nodded many times. Every client has different taste. You and I are totally different from each other. What's the meaning of getting jealous? Jealous? Don't make me laugh. Ellie just doesn't understand what a real man should be. What are you trying to say? Who is the man she really wants to pay for? Who is the man she really wants to be loved by? I will understand that. Don't you understand? That also depends on the person. Okay, so it is then. I can have Amana. It's okay if I completely take her body as well as her mind and make her crazy about me, right? My heart beat loudly. Like I was gonna burst. Until a moment ago, I thought I would have to stop their argument, but now I could think about I was just hiding myself and shrinking away. Kagura-san, I won't stop you. I heard the sound of someone's footstep walking away from there. Perhaps it was Kagura-san. I could hear the sound of the footsteps walk down the hall in a quiet, orderly manner. I bit my lip tightly. As expected, Kagura-san is a man that paints the picture of being cool and collected. I want to know if Takao's gonna be the bad guy in this route, because he's already looking like he's gonna be the bad guy. So I'm glad it's not Takao-san, because in Iro-san's route, he was the bad guy, and I think he was the bad guy in Iro-san's route. So I'm glad it's Takao this time. Son of Takao-san's impressive voice became distant. I guess I was just another client for Kagura-san. Like I didn't understand that, but why did it feel so disappointed now? You poor girl. You fell in love with such a cold man. Fell in love? Oh, was I wrong? I'm not wrong, am I? There's nothing wrong with my judgment. Perhaps I really have fallen in love with him. Was he a bad guy in Takao's route? I don't remember. He was a bad guy, wasn't he? He was a bad guy in Takao's route. I don't remember much about Takao's route anymore. I just remember the brother and sister thing caught me so off guard that I forgot everything else about that route. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot a lot about that route. Honestly, I forgot a lot about all the other routes. Like Takao-san's route, I've completely forgotten it. And I want to replay it again, but I might play it again on my own downtime. But what good would it come out of saying that now? Well, there's no need to make such a sad face. When he sees you tonight, he'll give you plenty of love. That's what a gentleman of the night does. Takao-san lightly stroked my head on his hand and I suddenly felt like I was about to cry. How pathetic is it? Falling in love with someone means becoming so weak and pathetic. Hey, go to him and be loved by him. Takao may try to get in your way though. With a mischievous smile on his look, Takao-san smiled at me and pushed my back. Thank you. And that's how today I once again passed through the entrance of Kiria. I waited by myself for Kagura-san in the parlor room. I wanted to wait for him quietly, so I asked Iro-san to clear people away from the room. In this completely quiet room, nothing made a sound. Even though I wasn't trying to listen in, I could hear the voices of joy from other rooms. Sigh. I said I wanted to wait quietly, but as I recalled the conversation between Takao and Kagura-san before, I just couldn't keep myself calm. It just made me sad. Just then, I hear footsteps walk down the hall. My body went stiff, but... You look bored, Amana. Takao-san! Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here! Get! The person who came into the parlor room wasn't Kagura-san. It was Takao-san. Why are you here? Well, why am I here? I smelled something nice and just strolled on by. You smelled something nice. Yeah, your nice smell was drifting through the hallway. Gotta get some water spray. A spray bottle. Just spray him in the face with water. Just pss, 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 pss. Worked for both cats and dogs. What if I sit next to you? You said that without any shyness or hesitation. This is a courtesan, the #1 gentleman in Kiryu. He has had lively eyes and an alluring smile. He possesses a strong charm. That said, like it could instantly capture someone's heart. Yes, I do mind. Oh, why is that? Instead of I should ask you, what do you think it's okay to sit next to me? Because it's me. While saying something like that, he came into the room and he quickly sat next to me. I should pour sake for you. You might feel a little lonely drinking all by yourself, no? The castle gave me a cup and poured sake into it. He moved so quickly that I couldn't reject it. Drink it all at once. A woman's skin after drinking sake is so beautiful as a blooming flower. What, didn't Kagura-san say something like that? Kagura-san didn't say anything like that. But it doesn't make you feel bad when someone says that to you, does it? It does make me feel bad. Oh, I'm sorry. But I want to see pink flowers blooming on your skin. How beautiful it would be. Just thinking about it makes me feel crazy. I didn't think about sake making the skin bloom. I didn't think about rosy cheeks as making the skin bloom. It's a very beautiful way of describing it. I very much like it. I think it's cute. Put his hand over my hand and that was holding my cup. A shudder came across my hand, but Takao-san gave my hand to calm me down. He guided my cup to my mouth. Oh, you didn't think it was related to that? Maybe it has a double meaning? I thought it meant being rosy cheeked, like being like flushed from drinking. Sake flowed into my mouth. The hot sake moistened my throat and made my heartbeat increase in speed. Then Takao-san slowly moved his face in close to mine. You have such appetizing lips. I couldn't say anything. How should I react to something like this? Is this how women fall into the arms of a man? Takao-san's clear eyes caught me, and just then... Sorry to keep you waiting. The sliding door opened quickly. Kagura-san and Kagura-san was sitting down, bowing. I rushed to spring back from Takao-san. It was clear what was happening between us. Why is Takao-san here? Hey, you guys came early. Kagura-san and Kagura-san looked dazed, and Takao-san looked triumphant. Inside of my head were mixed up with all kinds of thoughts. You just laughed at the magic of sake. Chapter 7, The Passionate Kiss. Let's go! We kiss in the night! We're kissing the night! I'm not gonna, don't listen to me, Beal. I'm using a guide. I want to at least just get that super happy ending. Let's go! It was like he had to cast a strong spell on me. Yes, I'm just like you, Kyun. Takao wooed me, but to be honest, I would have escaped from him. But I didn't. Why are you here, Takao-san? Could you explain this? I couldn't bring myself to look at Kagura-san or Kagura-san's face directly. Though I didn't really do anything, a sense of guilt spread my heart. Do you really need an explanation? I got permission, so I came here to take her. Is there a problem with that? Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? But she wanted this too, so there's no longer any problem, is there? What is he saying? My entire body felt hot with embarrassment and anger. I could feel Kagura-san's glance penetrating me, but I couldn't look into his eyes. Doing something like that would only prove to make the situation worse than it needs to be. I already knew that, but... In any case, I want you to leave for today. Kagura-san's lower, frightful voice echoed through the room. For today, eh? I can't stand that calm attitude of yours. Takao glanced at Kagura-san with a look of aggravation and waved his robe and left the room. After that, the room felt uncomfortably silent. I had to say something. I rushed to find something to say. Thanks for helping me. Thank you for helping me. After much thought of what it would be like saying that, I thought it couldn't hurt to thank him. How shameless of you to say that. Anyways, go to the room, Kaguro. You can leave now. Oh. After saying just that, he quickly turned his back to me. I rushed to chase his back. Following Kagura-san, I then went to the room. As soon as I did, eek! He pulled my arm strongly and toppled me over the bed. Why won't you say it? His usual cold and unemotional face was terrifyingly colder than before. Kaguro-san looked down at me as he fell into the bed. What are you talking about? Why won't you say that you want me to sleep with you? No, you've got it wrong. Because you wanted to sleep with Takao? No, I don't want to, Kagura-san. I don't want something like that. I frantically made excuses, but Kagura-san didn't change his expression at all. On the contrary, he slowly crept closer to me. As he did this, a sense of fear slowly rose in me. Kagura-san, then why did you kiss Takao? Was it because you weren't satisfied with me? As he finished saying that, he pulled my arm and with great force brought my body on top of the bed, and then the moment forced me to kiss him. He strongly forcibly pressed his lips onto mine, but his lips were very soft and hot. He continued by then sucking my lips, ever so strongly. Oh my god. Oh my, Kagura-san, please, baby, please. And yet for some reason there was something gentle about this. I was confused, nervous, and my heartbeat was increasing its speed. At the same time, my temperature kept rising. No. Kagura-san's big hand covered my head completely. And my head fixed in that position, I was unable to escape. That's right. Gripped like this, firmly pinned down, escape was impossible. Takao-san never held me down like this. Tears started to swell in the corner of my eyes. Meanwhile, Kagura-san's tongue parted my lips and invaded my mouth. It felt up inside my mouth. The hot, withering creature was searching for my tongue. Why? He was doing this by force, but as if I can control it, a flame became stirring in the core of my body. I clung to Kagura-san and felt compelled to give my tongue to him. But then, Kagura-san's movement suddenly came to a stop. Then he slowly separated his lips away from mine. He looked at me with a terribly sad face, and that once I'd never seen before. I'm sorry. His eyes shook with unease and he looked away from me. Kagura-san, could you forget about it? Forget about what? What I just did now. Was you asking me to forget the kiss from before? No, I don't want to. Oh, okay. Okay, if you really want me to do that. Both of our eyes shook with sadness. There was no way I could forget such a thing. What happened to me? I just wanted to ease Takao's kiss. Isn't it laughable? With a self-deprecating air, a smile came across Kagura's lips. And as another client for Kagura-san. Maybe he got angry because one of his clients was about to be taken away by another gentleman. I don't know. I don't know what part of you is the true Kagura-san. To be honest, I heard it when I came here today. I heard you and Takao-san arguing. The expression on Kagura's face turned severe. Kagura-san, you said it was okay for him to take me. But at that moment, you did something to show your jealousy. Which is the true Kagura-san? Which Kagura-san should I believe? A single tear rolled down my cheek. Kagura-san tried to extend his hand towards my cheek, but he stopped in the middle of doing this. Won't you believe me? I do believe you. But you believe Takao-san and I kissed. You believe what Takao-san said, not me. No, it's not like that. You're lying. Then at last, Kagura-san touched my cheek. My heart immediately ached and became hot. I instantly knew that I wanted the warm palm of his hand to cover my cheek. You're the first woman to put me in a corner like this. I could see myself reflected in Kagura-san's sad eyes. I was painfully bounded by his eyes. We didn't exchange any promises, and on top of that, this is the place to sell love and desire. It's not that strange that we can't believe each other. But in front of you, does this sound like an excuse? Was he asking me, or was he trying to tell both of us? The hot palm of Kagura's hand stroked my cheek. What? What should I believe? I gave him the same question. Kagura-san's hand came down from my cheek and then covered my neck. Believe that I care about you. Really? Perhaps you noticed my doubt. This is the truth. Kagura-san said it with emphasis, and he held me tightly. Kagura-san. While holding me, Kagura-san pressed his lips on my neck. Surprised by this, a shudder came across my body. Kagura-san then began to kiss my neck over and over again. Oh, nice. Kagura-san. I twisted my body from embarrassment and the ticklish feeling it gave me. But Kagura-san won't stop. After that, he traced my clavicle with his tongue. Nice. Nice. No! Without thinking, I pushed Kagura-san's body away. Then, Kagura-san's movement finally stopped. What's wrong? Looked at my face with an expression of complete confusion. Yeah, some clavicle action. Let's go. Suck on the clavicle, lick the clavicle. The clavicle is a really sensitive spot and should definitely be tended to during a hot makeout session. Don't forget about the clavicle. Always get the clavicle. Don't forget about it. Don't forget about it. I can't do this so suddenly. This is a normal and daily occurrence here. But I couldn't come to live in this kind of world. I really didn't know what to do. I don't think it's so sudden. It is sudden, and I didn't come here for that today. Then why'd you come here for? I just wanted to know you more, Kagura-san. Know me more. Yes, you're far different from what I imagined the gentleman of the night would be, Kagura-san. I thought that you're very diligent and serious. You're not just talking, you are very beautiful. And yet, there's a sadness somewhere in your eyes. So it makes me want to know you more, Kagura-san. But if I sleep with you, I'll become your client. And then maybe I won't be able to talk with you like this anymore. So are you saying you want to know me more before you sleep with me? Yes. Perhaps this idea of mine was selfish. Kagura-san looked like he was thinking about something for a while, and soon after he held me soft and gently. Then he let out a deep sigh. You are a strong woman who can be who you are without indulging in your desires. What? Just as I thought. I've never met a woman like you before. Would you allow me to sleep hugging you like this tonight? He whispered these intimate, sweet words into my ears between husked breaths. It made my heart tighten and long for him. Yes, I want to stay like this too. Slowly, I put my hand around his back, and that night, we slept together like we were giving our warmth to each other. Ooh, cuddles. The next morning, as usual, Kagura-san was trained by himself in the morning. Kagura-san and I were around Kagura-san, both watching him practice. This is the first time I've ever seen a lady accompanying him to his morning practice. It seemed that Kagura didn't like this. Do you hate me, Kagura-san? I reluctantly asked him that question. Kagura-san glanced at me and calmly spoke. It's not a matter if I like you or hate you. You're just a bit of an eyesore. Oh, bitch! Bitch, you wanna fight? I'll fight you. I'm not above hitting a child. Or a teenager. Whatever you are. I'm not above hitting you. Whose sassy lost child is this? Get out of him. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get. You're rude. You're rude. That seems like hate to me. As long as you don't bring any harm to Kagura-san, then I don't mind at all. But if I assert you to be harmful to Kagura-san, I will eliminate you without remorse. Eliminate me? Bitch, what can you do? This boy said something like that, not so much a single change in his expression. I knew he idolized Kagura-san, but this made me feel a little scared. However, it was amazing that he could be so committed. Looking at Kagura-san, it was difficult to understand his feelings. There's no need to be scared, but you can go ahead and consider this a threat. Huh? Which is it? I know you're not a bad woman, so this is just a warning. If you're a woman that takes Kagura-san is in love with, I want to support you. But I don't take Kagura-san away from me. It sounded like he was challenging me. But Kagura-san glanced at, was starting to wave Kagura-san was very warm. What the fuck did I just read? But Kagura-san's glance as he stared at Kagura-san was very warm. It wasn't like we were rivals for Kagura-san's love. Kagura-san's looked like those of a child who looked up to his parent. He was probably has spent time with Kagura-san since he was little. It's no wonder that he actually admired him like a parent. Do you miss him? Huh? What are you saying? Your face says it all. That can't be. If Kagura-san will be happy, I will be. Oh, he's so cute! Look at him! Blushy, blushy! Perhaps he really did yearn for Kagura-san from the bottom of his heart. Conversely, I was envious that Kagura-san had someone who cared about him this much. Kagura-san is my idol. If he becomes unhappy, I would be troubled. Because it's my dream to be like him. Dream? Kagura said that he didn't have a dream himself. He said that there's no men on this island who have dreams. That's not true. Kagura-san has a dream. Huh? Said it to be useless to have a dream. Said that he would like writing it off. What was that about? Though I was watched Kagura-san who was swinging his bamboo sword up and down in silence. What is Kagura-san's dream? The White Daffodil. Kagura-san didn't tell you about his dream, so I guess you still haven't reached that level. Kagura-san's voice and expression of indigestion. Indignation, and was looking for triumph, puffed out his chest. When I was with him like this, he only spoke ill of me and still acted like a child. When I looked for anger across my face, Kagura-san chuckled. What do you think Kagura's dream is? His dream, it might be too typical, but his dream is to pay off his debt and retire early. And I said that Kagura-san sighed with disappointment. That's too obvious. More than a dream, that's a heartfelt desire for all gentlemen of the night. A dream is more like, it's different, you know? When he said that, I realized he was right. And on top of that, we were talking about Kagura-san. If he had a dream, must be something befitting of him. I think what you're saying might be right. Feels strange about it, but I heard Kagura-san is a very popular gentleman, so his retirement isn't too far off, is it? I asked him with a bit of anticipation. If you could retire that easily on a popularity alone, then no one would have to work so hard. We need suitable clothes and maids to take care of attendants and apprentices who are attached to us. The higher status, the more money you need. In addition to that, Kagura-san gladly spends money on a sword training, calligraphy, and other studies as well as on the books. Despite how much of a top-level courtesan he is, it's not easy for him to pay back all his debts. As I listened to what Kagura-san was saying, I actually aware how naive my thoughts were. So that's why we have someone buying their freedom. It's a joyous occasion for them. A joyous occasion? Only someone who nothing could spout such nonsense. It's not like I said something thoughtless again. It would be nice to have your freedom bought by someone you love. But having your freedom bought usually means that you become a plaything for some rich woman. All I would do is allow him to leave Yoshiwara, but he could then be bound by something else. Oh my. And it would be okay if Kagura-san were to have his freedom bought by someone? Kagura-san looked at me with displeasure on his face. He was right. How could I be any more wrong? And anyways, Kagura-san would never accept an offer to buy his freedom. What, really? Yes, because Kagura-san's dream is. Kagura-san directed his glance at Kagura-san. His sweat was glistening under the morning sun. It glistened ever so beautifully. To go to the mainland to learn swordsmanship and Western studies and find a job from his studies. As Kagura-san told me that, something in his profile seemed very lonely. For Kagura-san to have a dream, it warmed the chokles? Cockles? Chokles, right? Not cockles. Cockles. That is not how that's pronounced, but cockles sounds really funny. It warms my cockles. It warmed the chokles of my heart. I sincerely hope that his dream would come true. Was there something I would do to help him achieve that dream? I didn't have money to buy his freedom, but he didn't want that in the first place. Just then it seemed like Kagura-san finished training and looked in our direction. Kagura-san, have you finished your training for today? Kagura-san gallantly walked towards him. Kagura-san nodded lightly and then wiped away his sweat and looked at me. I will see you off. It was his parting words for today. In front of Kyukyu, I said goodbye to Kagura-san. And then I walked to the gate, and at my side was Kagura-san dressed in a robe. We actually kissed and slept holding each other last night. Walking next to Kagura-san like this. That was enough to make me happy. That was how much I love this person. You're quieter than you usually are, aren't you? Kagura-san smiled at me a little. When I met him for the first time, he was enveloped by tension and atmosphere that he didn't move his brow one bit. Do you think so? You look very disappointed. Huh? Am I wrong? What keen eyes he has. I'm a little disappointed. Just as I thought. Why? Kagura-san furrowed his brows with worry. I was wondering if there was something that I could do to help you, Kagura-san. Help me? He directed a quizzical gaze at me, but then I don't think he would feel too good if he knew that I heard his dreams without his permission. So I came all this way to see you, Kagura-san. I wonder if there was something that I could do to help you. Only people just wistfully spend a lot of money. Kagura-san seems so willed, looking down at the ground. Yes, I guess so. Perhaps money is necessary, but money can't solve everything. Why does Kagura-san always hide his emotions from me? He always avoids showing me what I want to know. I have absolutely no intentions of getting any money out of you. After saying that, Kagura-san looked at me again. You might laugh at me and doubt me for saying this, but I want to spend time with you without things like money. Then Kagura said, "Ooh, what a beautiful picture! I plucked it in this morning at Inari Shrine." Ripped in his hand was a single daffodil. The smell of it soft wafted through the air. Is it for me? It's rude to give a flower I plucked from a field. No, not at all. I'm happy. I always practice my hardest in the mornings after you come. I feel like you're watching over me, and that somehow makes me stirred with energy, and I like you. This daffodil that I found blooming this morning was watching over me quietly and gracefully. I couldn't believe that he thought of me like that. I was overcome with happiness and my eyes felt warm with tears. Thank you so much, Kagura-san. I usually don't like to see women crying, but your tears are somehow very touching on me. Kagura extended his hand, and he quietly touched my cheek. He wiped the tears away from the corners of my eyes and smiled at me. As I tried to hold in my tears and smile back at him, Kagura-san quietly approached me. He took my view that was the only thing I could see. And in the moment that followed me, I felt a soft warmth on my forehead. A moment later, I realized it was Kagura-san's lips. Oh yeah, forehead kisses! How lewd! I love forehead kisses. Kagura-san just... Kiss his forehead. Oh, that made me a little dizzy. Shaking my head back and forth. Those moist and soft lips of his, unknowingly of the feelings of reluctance that I felt, quickly separated from me. Please take this daffodil. With a smile on his face, Kagura-san once again handed me the daffodil. My heart throbbed wildly. I hesitated to put out my hand. Thank you so much. Well, take care. Kagura-san said goodbye to me, like nothing had happened between us. My heart was really shaken up by this thought. Okay, goodbye. Never felt so reluctant to separate from someone like this. I walked to the gate and looked back at Kagura-san again. Kagura-san was still there, unchanged from before. The morning which you say goodbye to the one you love is such a sad thing. I lightly bowed and then left. Are you back now? Mother. I ran into my mother in front of the store as I returned home. Thinking she would scold me again, I was preparing myself to another punishment, but sorry, I'm not going to say anything to you anymore. I'm not particularly thrilled that you went out without my permission, but you're working harder than before, so I guess it's not all bad. You're not doing anything that would disappoint your mother, right? Something disappoint her. What could that be? Yeah, of course not. I'm not doing anything that would make you worry, so don't worry about it. But is that really true? I wasn't really sure about that, but it felt like it was the best answer for her right now. Really? Well, then you should start helping with the store right away. Yes. When I left, returned to the room, I put the daffodil Kagura gave me into a vase, my precious flower. Wish would never wilt. While thinking that, I stared at the daffodil for a while. Damn, I've been streaming for 2 hours? Bitch, it feels like it's been 30 minutes. What the fuck? I could tell that it's gonna be I could tell it's been a while because I'm in chapter 9, but I really Twisted! Hi, how are you? But I didn't feel like I was been reading for that long. I've been having so much fucking fun. This is so fun. Speed running those men. I'm doing good. I'm having a great Saturday. Does it look like it's gonna rain outside? It rains like every day here. It's like cloudy outside. Let me go turn on a light real quick. Really? Really? Today was the day that Gimo-san was coming. I had wanted to see Kagura-san again. I just wanted to see Kagura-san so much that all I could think of. So I thought I had been feeling down, and now I feel excited. As I should be. As soon as Gimo-san came to the island, he immediately showed off many rare items that he had gathered from all over the world. You gonna play it? Sounds like fun! Wow, this area before my eyes was teeming with dazzling items. Furniture treated with beautiful engravings, decorations adorned with gold and silver, beautiful paintings, mysterious textiles. There were so many imported goods that I'd never seen before, and many I had no idea how to use. And then they appeared one after another as if they were magic. Everyone who gathered at shop sighed in unison in the sight of these items. And some people even shouted with amazement. Everyone, thank you for gathering here today. These items are not the ones that I sought to collect as I traveled many lands. Rather, they are items that I happened to collect. Everything here is valuable and rare. So please look as long as you like. And please, though, consider if there might be any items you would like to have. Aikimon will stay on the island for a spell. After the Aikimon unprevalently party continued. Some customers cheered with joy and some gathered with wonder. Along with this, Gimo amused old tales, made this time very meaningful to me. Soon the Ravelry party came to an end. The customers left and we finally closed up the shop. After that, Gimo-san came into my room. Uncle, it's been a long time. Yes, it has. You've grown quite into a beautiful woman, and that time I didn't see you. It hasn't been that long since we've seen each other. Oh, really? We laughed together and talked about what we've been up to lately. Actually, I was itching to talk about Kagura-san, but of course I couldn't tell him about that. While I talked about more generic things, Gimo-san once again told me stories about many different countries, but from that time, Gimo-san unveiled his items in the store. It was an item I was keen and interested in. It was my best to pretend to be calm and bring it up during a break in our conversation. Gimona-san. That cherry blossom pattern kimono from before. I'd like to see it again. Ah, I remember it. Do you like it? Yes. I guess you've reached that age, haven't you, Amana-chan? Huh? Let's see. Ah, I found it. There you go. This is I thought. It's so beautiful. I've never had such a beautiful kimono before. I wish that it looked like the first cherry blossom of the season, 1/3 of the way open. It was embroidered with gold and silver thread and looked very gorgeous and brilliant. Despite all that, it was elegant and not at all gaudy. Everything about it was neatly tailored. Imo-san gently brought the fabric near my face. The colors and patterns match you quite well. For this kimono to match you means that you've become a truly fine woman. Imo-san nodded many times as he said that to me. From that time I first caught a glimpse of the kimono, I really liked it. I wore it to see it Kagura-san. I wonder what Kagura-san would say to me. I wonder if he would find it even a little beautiful. The thought of him always flickered in the back of my mind. I wanted to like him more and more. I wanted to be loved by him. But what do you think? It's fairly expensive. I think it's good to have clothes like this for special occasions though. He was a merchant, but Gimo-san still cared for me like a parent. Maybe because our relationship was close like family. It was also Gimo-san's policy to never do business in a way that would make people hate him. I have the money. I do. I still have the money left over. I still have money from that time I helped that couple run away, but if I bought this, the number of times that I would see Kagura-san would be much less. That money I have now is everything that I have on hand. I didn't have any strategy to make any more money. After deep consideration, please give me the kimono. Kagura-san liked me because of this. It would mean a small price to pay. And just then, another product caught my attention. This. Imo-san, what is this? I'm not trying to be interested in this. This unexpected. When I asked him, he looked the same price as the kimono. I didn't need to think about it. I instantly made up my mind. Kimo-sama, I will buy this instead of the kimono. I clearly declared that to him. Now I'm running to Yoshiwara as fast as my legs can carry it. It was much earlier than usual. The sun was still high in the sky, but I wanted to see Kagura-san as soon as possible. I wanted to show this to Kagura-san as quickly as possible. I tightly held the item close to my chest. When Gimo-san recommended that kimono to me, the item that jumped out at me was a Western studies book with gold lettering written on it and red leather-bound cover. Gimo probably declared that it was a genuine Western studies book. Gimo-san was suspicious as to why a girl of my age would want something like this. When I said I wanted to give it to somebody, he narrowed his eyes and laughed. After that, he sold me the book without any further questions. Of course, I didn't forget to remind him that this should be kept a secret. While focused on making my way to Kiryu, something happened. Where are you off to in such a hurry? There was a woman who was purposely blocking my way. Who could she be? I didn't know her, but I felt like I've seen her somewhere before. I'm in a hurry, so pardon me. The person on the look looked harboring in some hostile feelings against me. I had a bad feeling about this. I made no point to mention I was going and tried to rush ahead, but the wind wasn't going to let me get that happen. I asked where you're going. I knew it. You're going to see Kagura and Kiryu, aren't you? Oh. I suddenly remembered. This woman. It happened when I went to Kiryu for the first time. She was the person making a huge commotion yelling to buy Kagura-san. I only saw her as getting kicked out by the person who worked in the shop, but I heard that she wasn't allowed to enter Kiryu anymore. Then she had to act very oppressive and domineering way. I heard that you've been spending a lot of money on Kagura. I tried to quickly cut around this unsettling atmosphere, but oh, you're not getting away so easily. I'm trying to warn you about something important. What is it? The woman grabbing my arm, I was unable to move, and since I was holding the important book, I didn't want to make any false moves. No matter how much money you spend on him, it's all useless on that guy. He didn't lay a single hand on me, even though he made me spend a lot of money on him. Better not expect anything from him, you know? If he were a horse, he'd be handsome, imposter, unable to run or even be ridden. He is completely defective product as a man. A defective product. Kagura-san is not what you're saying. I said that while trying to calm the rage that was boiling inside of me, but my voice was shaken with anger. As much as she wanted to get back at him, it was a horrible thing for her to say. You're saying he's not, well, aren't you a talker? What kind of things do you know about him? If you say it now, say it now. I know everything about him, much more than you do. It was like a challenge. I don't want to say anything bad about him anymore. Well, I'm getting into a cat fight. This is literally a cat fight over Kagura-san. Let's go. Everything, You aren't lying, are you? When she said that, her face was drawn into a scowl. We're birds of the same feather, aren't we? But I really love Kagura-san. Saying that was pouring out oil in the fire. Don't get cocky. So as she said, I made a break and run away from her. I tripped on my leg as she put out. Before anything, I fell over and my entire body took a hard blow. Because I hit my elbow, I dropped the important book. Where'd it go? I was in panic to find it. Yeah, it slid across the ground and oh no, before I knew it, was tumbled into a ditch. Dear, was that important? Serves you right. Ha 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 ha. She burst into laughter and then left. My mind was totally blank. What should I do? I paid a lot of money to get this for Kagura-san. It was a very valuable Western book. Sometimes you can get no further. I went to show it to Kagura-san as soon as possible, but now I was in a black muddy ditch. It was dredged in a river now. Maybe I'll find it somehow. I wonder if its contents are still readable. But in case, how am I supposed to dredge it? The bottom of the ditch this deep. Just then, don't worry, the person who said that and appeared in front of me was Kagura-san. It was the person I wanted to see the most. I received notice that you're having trouble with some strange person. I'm sorry, it seems that person that I know. No, it's not your fault. I guess you saw the woman earlier. Kagura-san turned his face on as he felt deeply sorry from the bottom of his heart. As soon as he lifted his hand, he laid his eyes in the ditch. So that you dropped something important, I will go and find it. But you don't have to. No need to worry about a thing. I trained my body for emergencies like this. After he said that, Kagura-san immediately began to search for the ditch, and he was using a rod to carefully search inside the black, murky muck. Water was splashed and mud was being splattered everywhere on his handsome face and on his beautiful kimono. The sight of popular corsets dredged in black pitch started to attract curious onlookers, and sprinkling bats started to start to gather. I wanted to stop him. I wanted to stop him from bringing shame on his name. I wanted to stop him from doing something that doesn't correspond with his status. Please stop. Kagura-san, I'm okay. Really, I'm okay, so please. Desperately screaming as Kagura-san, but Kagura-san made no attempt to stop what he was doing. I saw what's good is bad. Since it's a book, it's probably sink to the bottom if you don't find it quickly. He continued to desperately dredge through the muck without even looking at me. Stop it. Please stop it. I thought it was so many times in my heart, but Kagura-san would not stop what he was doing. His behavior was ridiculed by other courtesans in the shop that was competition with him, as well as the gentlemen of the night who worked very hard but couldn't become courtesans. Ha! That's a good look on you, isn't it? Why don't you make this ditch your room for today? The crowd jeered and laughed at him, but Kagura-san continued to silently dredge the ditch. Kagura-san. I really wanted him to stop. I just was about to get into the ditch to stop him. A miracle happened. May I help you? Maybe some of them felt moved and looked at him desperately despite the laughter. Among the onlookers, there was someone who said that they would help him. Kagura lifted his head and looked at us, and I'm sorry, but I need your help. The always proud courtesan, the handheld courtesan, a courtesan who said to only be beautiful, lowered his head to ask for help. Everyone immediately fell silent. That's right after that. Voices of surprise arose from the crowd. In sight of all the lights which have never been seen before took place in the ditch in Yoshiwara. The gentlemen hike up kimonos and search for items that dropped in the dish. Soon after, hey, I found it. Found the book in the mud. Everyone around rejoiced together in reaction to this big catch. Woohoo! I'm loving this plot story. I'm loving this. This is really great. This is a great plot. I love this plot. That's so sweet. That is just so amazing. I don't know what to say. It's written so well. I love this route. This route's going really great. Is this why you dropped? Kagura-san handed to me while wiping the mud away from the book. But while to do so, Kagura's complex expression changed. The muscle of the book survives. I wanted to give it to you, Kagura-san. I'm sorry for this. I didn't mean for all this to happen. Kagura-san's hand was trembling. It was the first time for me to see him shaking like this. Kagura-san, I'm so grateful. This is the first time that I've received a gift as valuable as this. Perhaps overcome with emotion, Kagura clutched the mud-covered book close to his chest. I didn't expect him to be this happy. This also made me happy. Cheers of joy launched around us. Deeply moved by all this, I become overwhelmed with emotion. I think the book survived! Filled with Tears, Chapter 10. From the ditch, I went with Kiryu with Kagura-san, but when we returned, Ara-san was waiting for us with a frown on his face. I heard about what happened, Kagura, and from the dirty appearance of yours, it seems that it was true. You dreaded a ditch. Ara-san continued to have wrinkles deep carved into his brow. Of all people, one of the courtesans hiked up his kimono to go into this ditch. That's unheard of. May I at least inquire to what circumstances that led to this? Then Ara-san quickly glanced at me. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I did this willingly. You don't seem to have any regrets about this. Ara-san sighed deeply. Then he glared sharply at Kagura-san. I've had enough of this. Hurry up and take a bath. Your smell is unbearable. Yes, but before that, Ara-san. What is it? I would like to hold a banquet tonight. I'll cover all the expenses. A banquet for Amana. A banquet for me? He's paying to have a banquet with me? Kagura-san! What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo! He's paying for me to hang out with him! None of the other guys have done this! Kagura-san, I'm sorry for this. You don't have to. Please allow me to do this as a thanks for this. Kagura held up and showed me the Western study book that had been mud on it. Kagura-san, it feels like it's worth about as much. You don't mind, do you, Iro-san? Iro-san once again let out a massive sigh. Well, this time we'll do as you say. Thank you so much. Thus the banquet began. This banquet had an air to it that was different from normal. Kagura pours sake for Amana. Yes, Amana-san, please enjoy. He is like the sweetest. I really love how refined he is. Tokiwa-san, you have a competitor here. But still, I love Tokiwa-san so much. But Kagura-san is up there. He's up there. After her, pour for me. Yes, next to Kagura-san was the Western-style book which has been wiped free of mud. Tonight's banquet was being hosted by Kagura-san as a way for saying thanks to me. And because of that, Kagura-san seemed to be more at ease than he usually was at banquets. And I guess it'd be because he was in charge, but there was a lot of trainees and attendees. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and the comfort of close friends. I felt like I could fit into this place. It made me very happy. It's that the rumored book that Amana gave you. Kagura-san tried to take the book in his hand and look at it, but don't touch it. I'm not going to show it to you that so easily. Once Kagura-san said that he took the Western book back and hid it somewhere. He's been like that for a little while now. I'm not sure if it's because he liked it that much, but Kagura-san won't let anyone look at it. A little peek wouldn't hurt, would it? Creating a bit of mischief, I snatched the book away from him. As soon as Kagura saw the book, Kagura-san looked at Kagura-san with surprise. Oh, looks to be a very valuable book. Kagura-san averted his eyes from the book. Kagura-san swiftly took the book back in my hands. It both looked like something had happened. What could it be? My mind clouded with suspicion, but I came clearly to understand the true identity of the suspect. Around the time everyone got moderately drunk and the banquet went into full swing. Then everybody let loose and the banquet went into disarray. Kagura-san got up and leaving. The trainees nearby came to take his seat. The trainee endearingly had said nice things to me, but there's something underneath this cushion. Suddenly displacing the appropriate of his age, he put it under the cushion. That's the Western study book that Kagura-san hid earlier. When I said that, huh? Doesn't the courtesan always have the same book? Huh? Kagura-san frankly jumped out. That looks similar, but that's a different book. No, it's soiled with mud, but it's the same book. The book golden text on red leather bound cover. There's no mistake that it's the same book. So this is the feeling of discomfort I felt earlier. Kagura-san noticed it was the look at his book. It was a book that Kagura-san already owned. I was stunned. He already owned it, and yet Kagura-san was so pleased. The kindness made my heart ache. In front of everyone's eyes. You still don't understand anything about Western studies, do you? Kagura-san tried to cover it up. I can tell from its shape and appearance I have a good eye. The trainee said that while on the verge of tears. The fun and lively atmosphere instantly changed. The room became quiet and everyone felt uncomfortable. Then Kagura returned after previously leaving his seat. Oh, it's the courtesan. After a while, it appeared that Kagura-san immediately figured out what had happened. When he looked at me, he was a shameful expression, then the display of unspeakable sadness. Then, doesn't matter how many books I have. That's a good one. That's good then. And that's right. And now when I gave you became dirty, so I'm relieved that you have another one. I also rushed to cover things and smiled at me. The trainee from before understood what he had done, and he now looked like he wanted to cry even more than before. You're fine, so don't worry about it. I'm really relieved now, see? It wouldn't have been a problem if there were parts that he couldn't read because it got dirty. That's what I said to the trainee to make him feel better. I'm sorry I had to make you go through all of that. Oh no, you're such a nice banquet for me, so I'm grateful for that. Kagura-san then quickly came up next to me, and he quietly shook my hand. Kagura-san, this is a young and inexperienced trainee caused you in trouble. I'm truly grateful to you. I was happy to receive a gift like this from you. After Kagura-san stared at my hands and he said that, his eyes slowly stared into my eyes. I like his eyes. I like his strong, fearless man. I do like a strong, fearless man, that's for sure. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. And that's when my heart was now hammering fiercely against my ribs. Soon after, the lively banquet came into an end. Everyone left, leaving just Kagura-san and me. The events of today instantly weighed heavy on my mind. I should probably apologize again. Regardless of the fact I gave him a book that he already owned, I did make a dredge in a ditch, but before I could open my mouth. I'm sorry for today. Huh? Kagura-san apologizing before me, and this was the wind out of my sails. When I noticed that it was a book that I already owned, it would have been better to tell you then. I just neglected to do that, and all I did was give you a hard time. No, not at all. It's all my fault. I wanted to apologize to you first. You have nothing to apologize for. You only obtained a book that I like and tried to give it to me. And my joy was no lie. I was truly happy. How do you feel to get this book? How do I feel to hold this book to your chest and run as fast as you could over the town of Yoshiwara in the middle of the day? I can't imagine how you must feel without so much as asking. Aw, look at that cute, embarrassed look. I can only imagine how you felt when it fell into the ditch. Kagura-san's glance was gentler than it ever been before. He looked up at me with such kind eyes. I wouldn't know what to do if he were to dazzle me with any more than this. I will treasure this Western studies book. Kagura-sama. Tears slowly came down into my eyes. Who would have guessed that I would be this happy? Why are you crying? You really do cry a lot. I really do fucking cry a lot. I wish I could stop fucking crying all the time. That would be really great if I stopped crying. But you know, the story just wants me to keep crying, so that's what I'm gonna keep doing. My vision hazed with tears, the only thing I could see clearly was Kagura-san's smile. I'm sorry, but the moment I tried to hold back my tears, the more they strangely seemed to overflow. Jeez. Cry me a river! Cry me a river! I don't know the rest of the lyrics of that song, but cry me a river! I have no idea whether you're strong or weak. After he said that, Kagura-san softly held my body in his arms. He held me very gently. Perhaps it was because we had just taken a bath earlier. But a vaguely agreeable aroma hit my nose. He gently stroked my back to soothe me. But when he did that, it relentlessly made tears overflow in my eyes. The palm of his hand went back and forth across my back over and over again. The palm of Kagura-san's hands were warm, big, and gentle. When will you stop crying? At this rate, you'll keep crying until morning. When my cheek burst up against Kagura-san's chest, I could hear Kagura-san's deep voice directly from his chest. And in the end, in my current state, I would cry no matter what happened to me. There was no stopping my crying now. Though Kagura-san felt sorry about it, there was nothing that could be done about it. Then suddenly, Kagura's hand that was stroking my back stopped its movement. Then he briefly distanced himself from my body and looked down at me. Well, the only way I guess would be to stop it by kissing your eyelids, huh? After that, I shall seal those sobbing lips of yours. It was controlled by Kagura-san's words. My mind imagined it its own. My body became hot with embarrassment. Yeah. I responded. I gently closed my eyes. Amana. I could hear Kagura-san's husky voice, and he graciously and gently laid kisses on my eyelids, and ever so gently over and over again. Tears flowed from my closed eyelids. I was happy, naturally from joy. Tears flowed from my eyes. Kagura-san brought his lips to my tears and then down to my cheeks, and then kissed me over and over again. Soon after that, we kissed each other deeply. It hurt. The instant that we touched each other, my chest became so hot that it hurt. I began to get a tingling sensation. Ooh, my womanhood is quivering. My womanhood is quivering. Wouldn't it be funny if it said that? In my chest and in my lips, and throughout my entire body. Amana. Kagura-san called out my name. What a lovely voice, and what a lovely lips. This kiss was different from the forceful one that we exchanged before. It was a comfortable sensation that I felt was going to melt. Without thinking, my voice escaped from my mouth. As soon as I did, Kagura-san snuck into my mouth. Our tongues were intertwined. This time, a different type of kiss rolled down. No! My smutty senses are tingling. It's so weird that I can write dirty ass smut, but then when I have to read it, like, when I have to read it on stream, I'm just kind of like, no, don't look at me. I'm so innocent. And then I'm sitting over here just writing the most dirtiest smut in the world. I'm like, don't look at me. I'm not bad. I'm not lewd. Who's Anara? Who's that? This time a different type of tears rolled down my cheek. How many tears could I have shed today? How many tears are necessary when I'm with Kagura-san? Does liking somebody mean abusing your emotions this much? And that night, with ravenous desire, we kissed each other over and over again until we fell asleep at some point. Kimono-san. few days later, I was waiting for Kagura-san at the Inari Shrine. I did my best to choose a place where few people would come, because by all means I wanted to keep today's meeting a secret from Kagura-san. Kagura-san, I knew it's you. Please don't wave your hand so much. Perhaps I got too excited. Kagura-san reapproached me and I recoiled. Thank you. I'm sorry for asking this of you. You really should be. This is quite a bit of trouble. Why should I go through such trouble for you? Ah. Well, I hope you can find it. I hope you can find it. I would do this if it was something that would make Kagura-san happy. As soon as I met him, he had harsh things to say like he always did. It seemed like he had to do this to calm down. I'm really sorry. Though I said it to get used to it, it made me recoil somehow. And to this day, I recoiled specifically in reaction to my request. Well, it's fine though. Here it is. I wrote what you've asked me here. Thank you. He gave me a paper with a sullen look on his face and took it from me with a smile. Great, you're the only person that I could have asked to do this. You've really helped me out. I said thank you to him again with a smile. When Kagura-san quickly looked away from me, it looked like his cheeks were blushing. What happened to him? Kagura-san, Kagura-san, it's nothing. He is very tsundere. Anyways, give this to you just as you asked. Could you check its contents too? While still puzzled by the fact that Kagura-san still had his face turned away from me, I opened the paper that he gave me and looked inside. Wow, what beautiful handwriting. Is that what you're looking at? Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. I said something unnecessary again. I pulled myself together and started to look at it, and there was... It's great, I didn't expect that you would write it so neatly for me. Kagura-san looked satisfied and finally turned his face towards me. What are you gonna do with this? I don't want to make the same mistake again. What I asked Kagura-san to do was to make a list of books that Kagura-san owns. Of course, I asked him to keep it a secret. Never again did I want to mistake to buy a book that Kagura-san owned. To avoid this, I needed a list of books, and I thought that Kagura-san was the only person I would be able to ask to do this. But these books are pretty expensive. Wasn't the book you bought for him the other day fairly expensive? Kagura-san knitted his brow and asked me this. It certainly was expensive, but at the time I bought it thinking it was worth the price. If you're not answering, then I guess I must be right. But you're searched by another. Is that okay for you? Kagura-san looked at me to search my feelings. I'm okay. Are you sure? Even though you're a daughter of a rich merchant, can you pay for as many things with your allowance? I was ashamed to hear that. I haven't revealed my identity yet. I actually have gone my way to pay for these things, so I was really ashamed to hear that. Really, it's okay. Thank you very much for your concern. Then Kagura let out a deep sigh of disappointment. You're the same as Kagura-san, aren't you? What? I mean, it'll make your life easier to open your mind to the people around you a little more. That's it. Well, I'll be going then. Oh. I was able to ask him a question again, but Kagura-san quickly turned around. I thought that it was something stuck in my mind, but like Kagura, I also left. Now please take a good healthy look. If you find something that you want, you can consult with me. While Gimo-san was staying here, the street became very crowded. Of course, oil and alcohol merchants were present. Customers heard about it through merchants, and those people who also brought other customers. But Gimo-san, with the range of his business connection increased like this, he has more chances to get imported and famous items for himself. It was really a good system. Whether products or humans, I won't understand them until I spend time with them. After I spend time with them, then I'll find a good eye for them. Then Gimo-san's favorite phrase. Well then, Amano-chan, I listened to your secret offer. Gimo-san landed with a thud as he sat across the position and smiled at me. The reason why I asked him to come into my room, it was, I have some items that I want to collect for me. I showed Gimo-san the list of Kagura-san's books. I was planning to collect books while Gimo-san was here. As many books as I could, and the books that Kagura-san would most prefer. Wow, well, these are great academic books, but to collect all of them is, well, fairly difficult. It's just expected from Kagura-san. Only someone like him could have collected such great academic books. Though impressed by this, I frankly shook my head in disagreement. No, I don't want to collect these books. These are books that he already has. What? What a surprise. Are you saying that this person already owns all of these books? Yes, I want to collect some books that haven't been written on this list. One equal to greater value of these books. Academic books are what the readers of those books would want. Those are the kind of books I want. Then Gimo-san looked at the list for a long time. So the Western study book that you got before, was that for the owner of these books? Yes. But if he collects all of these books, then he also have that one? Actually, yes, he did. Alright, leave it to me. I, Gimo-san, will give you a helping hand. Thank you. So it came to Gimo-san would prepare a new academic book for me. A few days later, I held the academic book close to my chest, and as usual, I rushed to Kagura-san. But this time was different from before. I didn't have money anymore. I used my money to buy this book. All I had left was... No, I can't think about it negatively like that. I should only think about here and now, and my feelings for him. When I got to Kukiya, I told that Kagura-san might be in training, so I quickly made my way to Inari Shrine. When I arrived there with Kagura in the middle of training, Kagura-san noticed me first. I followed by Kagura-san. Perhaps I was bothering them, but I was just so excited. I'm sorry to have bothered you. No, I don't mind. I don't have any intentions to bother you guys, but I came here without even thinking about it. But then when it came to say something, I somehow couldn't find any words as I wanted. Shall I leave? Kagura-san asked Kagura-san while wiping away sweat. Doesn't matter to me. And Kagura-san looked at me now. It doesn't really matter to me either, but I do have something I want to talk about. And I'll be going back ahead of you. Is that okay? Kagura-san nodded with his eyes to respond to Kagura-san's questions. What do you want? You look oddly more formal than usual. Kagura-san asked me in a nonchalant manner as he tidied his clothes, even though he'd been swinging his bamboo sword until a moment ago. He was hardly breathing roughly at all. This is about tonight. You better talk to someone at the shop. No, it's about that. Kagura-san saw what he was doing and looked at me. He slowly approached me and then stood right in front of me. Did you make an intense face? It doesn't suit you. Kagura-san. But isn't though it's going to be the last time that the one that I love. That's what I'm thinking about as I stand here. So like the face I should be making is not an intense one. But alright, today's the last day. Those were the words locked in my heart. I've been trying to get those words out until a moment ago, but since I started to see a smile again, I swore that I wouldn't tell him. To hide this from him, I want to see you, Kagura-san, right away. It's not a lie. I always wanted to see Kagura-san whenever and wherever I am. You're a passionate young lady. Kagura-san seemed to be surprised by my sudden words. So for tonight, are you coming to Kukiya? I might have time to go back. Nightfall was approaching. Yes. When I said that, Kagura-san smiled at me when he was relieved. He gently pushed my back. Shall we go together? I need to prepare for the night, but can you wait for me? Yes, of course. As we passed into the red Inari Shrine, just then I felt like I smelled the aroma of daffodils that I smelled the other day. I turned back. There was no daffodils. I wondered where the aroma came from. I looked at Kagura-san, as he was smiling at me ever so gently. I thought that something like that wasn't that important. All that mattered was the warmth that was next to me. We're almost getting there. We're almost getting there. The Love Like a Mother, Chapter 12. Well, today Amana-san's giving us a big treat. Everyone in the parlor room erupted with excitement at Ara-san's words. Of course, Kagura-san and Kara-san were there. Takao and Takawa-san was also there. This would be the last time. Since tonight would be our last time together, I thought this was the least I could do. So I asked Ara-san to hold a banquet tonight. So I hope today would be the most enjoyable and memorable banquet ever. Everyone is in the room now. I had at least a few memories with each and every person. This time I spent coming here was short. But this time was very meaningful. If I were to recall each memory, I felt like the tears would form and spill from my tears, so I just acted cheerful. But, Amana, what happened to you today? Kagura-san asked me anxiously. Kagura-san was a very sharp person. I thought he might sense something, but... What do you mean? You're acting strange. You look like you're forcing yourself to do this, are you? He led me suspiciously, which made my heart beat louder. If something happened, could you tell me? No, it's nothing, really. Unable to look at Kagura-san directly, I turned away. I always decided I wouldn't tell him. I swayed over something like this. But as I thought about it, Kagura-san's glance felt painful, and just then... Why won't you let me sit next to you? You don't seem to be drawn to me at all. You're acting like such a girl. Perhaps he's already drunk. Takao-san hassled me with much force than ever before. Then he smoothly wrapped his hand around my waist. Takao-san! Ouch! Kagura-san swiftly brushed Takao-san's hand away. Then Takao-san sniffed at him with dissatisfaction. Have you already offered your beautiful body to Kagura? This was right in front of Kagura-san. After he said something like that, it became extremely nervous. What are you saying all of a sudden? You're still reacting like a virgin. Scanning. Virgin alert. I'm still a virgin. I am virgin. I virgin. I virgin. Oh, I see. You still haven't done it, have you? You talk too much. You become terribly sexy lately. You become terribly sexy lately. What is that supposed to mean? So I just figured out that Kagura-san took care of you. A bewitching smile came across his face, and this gives me chills. Like my entirety would become hot with shame. And then I didn't notice that he was next to us, but Tokiwa-san was also listening to a conversation while nodding in agreement. You guys are really taking your time. How could a famous courtesan not sleep with a regular client of his? Well, he's neither slacking off or, maybe he's seriously in love. It might be one or the other. Seriously in love? When I heard that, my heart made a surprisingly loud noise. Without thinking about it, I looked at Kagura-san, but Kagura-san was expressionless as ever. He neither confirmed nor denied it. In other words, he didn't even think about me seriously. Is that what it means? I slowly turned my face down. Until a moment ago, I was trying my best to keep firm. I kept for long, but what happened to you, miss? The person who looked straight into my face was Tokiwa-san. No, I better not start crying! I better not start fucking crying! If I start crying right now, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream. Watch me scream. No, nothing. Did you get drunk on sake? Oh, that's serious. Well, I'll take care of you then. Huh? Takira-san suddenly touched my cheek. I panicked about what I should do. Kagura-san. I was at wit's end, so I asked Kagura-san for help. Then, you better stop it now. I didn't start crying! Kagura-san's sharp voice slashed at them. Even if it's a banquet, what good would it come making the client uncomfortable? The room fell silent. Exactly. We have two famous gentlemen in this red light district. Can't even entertain one client. Wouldn't that make Kiryu a laughingstock? Kagura-san nodded at Kiryu-san, as if to tell him, well said. Geez, you trained him well. Really, it must be nice to have such a good assistant like you do, Kagura-san. Hey, you should talk. I didn't start crying! I didn't start crying! I'm not your assistant. You are my assistant. No, I'm not, so don't let it up, do you? I really swore that cheeky mouth of yours shut right now. Everyone, if you guys have no intention of contributing to the entertainment, then I shall ask you to leave. You heard him. Takao-san and Takawa-san, could you leave the room now? No, I don't want to. Takawa will dance now. That will be entertaining enough, right? What, me? Come on, dance and sing. Isn't that great? You can do what you like. Then Takao took the shinmin by his side and started playing. It was far different from his usual arrogant attitude. The melody that he played was very delicate and beautiful. I gasped with surprise. Kagura-san, who sat next to me, sighed deeply. Here we go. Alright, I will dance too. The bewitching expression that he had when he tried to seduce me was nowhere to be found. Takao-san's display as a friendly smile and stood up, and then in the instant, the air in the room completely changed. It was unlike any gentleman of the night that I've seen before. He was so gorgeous, alluring, sexy, and beautiful. Kagura-san casually poured sake into my cup as I was carried to watching his dance. The atmosphere was completely different from the way it was before. It made me wonder if there was a real banquet at Yoshiwara to be supposed to be like this. As I thought about it, I let out a deep sigh. Kagura-san, thank you so much. It was the end of this moment. It was insincere happy that they held a banquet like this for me. But without even thinking about it, I expressed my thanks. I'm the one who'd like to thank you. This is how you captivated everyone. Kagura. I've never met someone get attached to anyone other than me. Oh no, I can become Kaguro's stepmother. Let's go, I'm Kaguro's stepmother. Oh no, I think your heart is different from other people. You're very strong and kind. Kaguro-san continued to talk to me in a more fluid manner than ever before. All the gentlemen here will have something on their minds. Perhaps everyone feels relieved when they're around you. Would it be rude for me to say that you're like a mother? Yes. It would be very rude to call me a mother. That would be very rude. Don't call me a mother. I mean, he called me a mother. He didn't call me mommy. But I think mother and mommy are two different things. Don't call me a mother. Kagura, you're scaring the hose. Stop scaring the hose away. Kagura-san smiled and looked at me. I shook my head slowly. Kagura-san gently and slowly narrowed his eyes and then looked around at the gentleman in the room and looked back at me again. I am grateful. Mommy? I mean mommy? I mean mommy? Is that what Kagura-san is saying? You heal everyone and make them smile, so to me, you're just dazzling. I felt a tight squeezing pain in my chest, like something was strongly grabbing my heart. Around that time I had just met Kagura-san. He said to me that time too, that I was dazzling. For me, Kagura-san is so dazzling. The world he lives in, the red light district, the gentlemen of the night here, everyone. They're all dazzling. Someone was laughing, and then I heard someone clap their hands in a rhythmic fashion. I was so happy and fulfilling this time. I willingly, surely kept this moment in my heart and kept strong after this. Even without Kagura-san, I will walk down my own path. I rushed to wipe away the tears from my cheeks. Ah! She's crying again! Ah! Ah! I promised to scream. I promised I'd scream. And then I smiled. I want to see you dance too, Kagura-san. My dance? I agree, I would like to see that too. Well then. Kagura-san stood up, and our eyes met and we smiled at each other. I love Kagura-san, and I will never change. I will always love this person. Kagura-san started to dance beautifully. And soon after, the dreamlike banquet came to an end and it was just the two of us. Aren't you tired from today? I'll massage your legs a little. Oh, but Kagura-san, I have to do something like this. You don't have to do something like this. This is it's took me by surprise, so I frankly did this kind of offer, but don't worry, I learned about pressure points from a Western studies book. Damn, he's giving foot massages? Come on, Kagura-san, come on. You're making it hard. You're making it so hard. He grabbed my ankle and pulled me. No, And then, without changing his expression, Kagura-san started to massage my legs. If movement were smooth. Kagura-san's fingers crawled up my feet with just the right amount of strength. With a serious look on his face, he moved his hands. Kagura-san, you don't need to. Your legs will feel sluggish the day after you drink alcohol, but if you massage them like this, it will be totally different. See? No. I was about to take him back by a story. We always take care of our legs like this. You have beautiful legs. You should do this too. Okay, they mentioned legs. Beautiful. Well, that's right. Kagura-san is touching my legs now. The feeling of embarrassment swelled up inside of me again. But the comfort of my massages made me more and more relaxed. After massaging my ankles, he moved towards my calves, and then he went up to my ankles, back to my ankles again. It feels so comfortably, but then when it's an impatient feeling that was direct opposition to my comfort. You start to soften up. Watching Kagura-san flowing hand movements, even my heart seemed like it would soften. Would he sleep with women? In such a gentle and careful manner as this? Is something gentle and something strong? Did he sleep with a lot of women? With such kind and peaceful face? When I thought about it, I suddenly came back to reality. Just what I was thinking. What happened? Your face looks red. No, it's nothing. I couldn't look straight at his face. If that's so, then that is good. Kagura-san slightly massaged my legs. I couldn't stop thinking about so many things. Because it felt like a lot of things came into my mind. It would make it hard for me. It's okay to sleep like this, but tonight's my last night. While thinking about it, I nodded in agreement. I want to touch your skin like this forever. Kagura-san, I couldn't even ask what he meant by it just now. In the shadow of his eyelashes, I fell upon his sorrow eyes. Just as I looked as I imagined this, it was clear that he loved me. And that's why we had to cross the line. Though I felt like I couldn't sleep at all, I quickly closed my eyes. I just tried to remember the touch of Kagura-san's soft fingers. After that, Kagura-san took his hand away from me, and I pretended to sleep. He laid me down, and then he laid himself next to me. He gently combed my hair and caressed my cheek. I wanted so badly to open my eyes right now, and I hugged him, but perhaps the reason I couldn't was because I was scared. Perhaps I was scared to be rejected by Kagura-san. After that, I made sure that Kagura-san was asleep, and I placed the academic book that I obtained next to his pillow, and I quietly left Kiryu in the middle of the night. Goodbye, Kagura-san. I just left him like that! Chapter 13. Once again, guys, we're getting towards the end of this chapter. Immediately after I spent my last night with Kagura-san, my family's store became really busy. The reason for this because Goma-san will be going back soon. There was non-stop flow of customers coming to visit Gomi-san. But being this busy was actually convenient for me. It distracted me from my feeling lonely. I didn't even have time to immerse myself in my memories. If I'd stop even for a moment, I would end up thinking about him. If it came to reality even a little, I'll end up remembering him. The person that I love, Kagura-san. So I had to wear myself out at night and be tired that I wouldn't sleep like I was dead. One more day. Someone pulled my arms when I was back at the store. It surprised me so much that I couldn't say anything. Then, it's me. What, Kagura-san? Oh, speed run! Let's go, let's speed run through this! There's a boy who didn't fit with this place at all. He has pure white hands and a very slender body. And this boy was an intelligent looking face. You are despicable. What? He glared at me fiercely. My body shuddered. You have no intentions of coming to see Kagura-san again, do you? Well, why? Why? He yelled at me in a subdued voice. I'm sorry. It was a lot of work to find this place too. I thought you were a rich merchant's daughter, but you're not you're the daughter of a shipping agent. It's no wonder you would wear plain clothes and accessories. I fooled them from the beginning. I had no excuse for that. And you just went back to your normal life without a care in the world, without even knowing how Kagura-san feels about you. What? His face twisted with regret, and then he stared at me, and he looked like he had been hurt, and he looked very sad. I was reading that real fast. I'm glad I got most of the words right. This is from Kagura-san. Kagura-san quickly pulled something out. What is this? This too. Without answering me, he continued to pull something else out. It was a daffodil. It was a single. I'm gonna speed run this. I'm gonna take the challenge and speed run this. It was a single cute daffodil. It was soft, nostalgic smell wafted through the air. There is a letter too, so please read it. Well, then I shall go. Kagura-san. Then Kagura-san instantly disappeared into the street. I once again looked down at the things that he had given me. The first thing I received was a piece of paper. Something was wrapped in this paper. I slowly opened the paper. Inside of it was money. Also, a beautiful brush script was written on the piece of paper. Is this Kagura-san's handwriting? How smooth and beautiful his handwriting was. It had a strength that drew me in, and a delicate flow. And the words written on the paper said, I want to see you again. Is this the normal letter that Gentlemen of the Night wrote for their regular clients? Or, before I knew it, teardrops were dripping from my eyes. Large teardrop passed by my cheek and I fell down to the ground. Ah! Ah! She's crying again, so I had to scream. Kagura-san! Kagura-san! It was also... I've also wanted to see you so much. I've endured so much. Giving me money meant that I should come and see him. That's what he was saying, but how much can I trust I put in Kagura-san? How much should I believe without a question? I really want to believe these feelings of his. I just can't have any further doubts. I want to see Kagura-san. No, it's not for me to see him again. This opposing feeling fought against my desire to see him, but I couldn't fight it. I couldn't just stand around, so I headed to the red light district. I knew it was Kagura-san who quickly opened the door, but I was unable to lift my head and kept my head down. Kagura-san gallantly approached me. My body became stiff. Even though I was facing the person who I wanted to see so badly, I was unable to even lift my head. As soon as Kagura-san came right in front of me, I can't live without you. A confession? Kagura-san held me firmly. At that moment, I didn't know what had happened, so I couldn't do anything. But as soon as I understood that I was actually being hugged, I couldn't help but hug back the person that I loved. Kagura-san. Tears dripped down, and before I knew it, Kagura-san's clothes were wet from my tears. But not seeming to care about it at all, Kagura-san held me so tightly. Why didn't you come? Even a letter would have sufficed if you did that. I didn't know how to respond to that question. I don't care where you were born or whose daughter you are. Those kind of things don't matter. I don't feel alive when I couldn't see you. Are you trying to kill me? Damn. He's very poetic. Kagura-san's words sound like a grief-stricken scream as they penetrated my ears. Felt like they were piercing through my heart. His words were so intense and painful. I'm sorry. If this was a trick, then I wouldn't be able to believe them anymore. From how deeply I felt Kagura-san's feelings. We kept holding each other, and then we hugged each other to our heart's content. Then we finally calmed down, and I loosened the strength of her arms. Kagura-san stared at me, and then he narrowed his eyes. I'm nothing more than a bird in a cage. Hey, that's what happened in Takawa's route! Unable to go and see you freely, I only suffer. Were these not days when you wanted me? No, you were the only thing on my mind, Kagura-san. Then why didn't you come here? Was he asking me, or was he just being sad? I should just tell the truth. Oh, no. I couldn't help but touch Kagura-san's cheek gently. Kagura-san looked down with his sad eyes. Gently, he put his hand over mine. I made up my mind and opened my mouth to speak. I think you already know this, but I'm just the daughter of a shipping agent, not the daughter of a rich merchant. My family isn't wealthy by means, and I don't really have any income. I never was the type of person that would come here. So what? I already told you those kind of things don't matter to me. No, but it does matter. I don't have any more money. I used all my money for banquets on the final day that I saw you, and on that academic book. Kagura-san made a weary face and went silent, but I knew from the beginning that this would happen. Originally, the money I had was more money I received from the couple that I helped run away. Huh? That makes me a criminal, and I don't have any money to see Kagura-san. I'm sorry. However, I'm not confused about my feelings for you. Even now, from the bottom of my heart, I love you, Kagura-san. I can't believe this. I'm really sorry. I bowed deeply to Kagura-san. I've already cried so much. I'm crying again? Look at the crybaby. Crybaby Amana. I just cry all the time. Wah! 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 Once again, tears flowed from my eyes and wet the floor. Wah! Wah! Then like today, I will give you money. Huh? What are you talking about? If you do something like this, it won't take it longer for you to retire, Kagura-san. That will have wasted all the money and efforts that I put into getting the academic book. I gave it to you so you could find a job after you became free. Amana. I wasn't sure about it, but I felt like Kagura's signs were moist with tears. I heard a cruel fate awaits the gentleman who falls in love with a client who doesn't have money. Rather than decreasing, the gentleman's debt will continue to inflate. His retirement will never come in once he is no longer able to work as a gentleman. If he's lucky, he could serve as a servant in Yoshiwara. But if luck is on his side, he could become a streetwalker or unlicensed prostitute. In the worst case, it wasn't rare for a gentleman wary of this world to drown himself in a river. Holy shit! Holy shit, that was heavy! That was fucking heavy. For someone like Kagura, I didn't expect that would go like that. But it was clear that he wouldn't be happy. So are you saying that this will really be the end? Yes. And you won't change your mind no matter what. When I'm able to make money on my own and come to the red light district, if you still want to see me, Kagura-san. I see. There was a long stretch of silence. What could Kagura-san be thinking right now? I came to have what I believe to be the last night with him. I love you, Kagura-san. Yeah. I love you, Kagura-san. I clearly told him that when I peered into Kagura-san's eyes. Kagura-san's expression distorted a little. Yeah, they do sometimes hit with some heavy topics. Whether we laugh or cry, today will be our last. So Kagura-san, is it too disgraceful to ask him that? But I want to be close to Kagura-san so badly that I don't know what to do with myself. Amana. Kagura-san hugged me tightly. Thinking that it was his answer, I quickly closed my eyes. I knew the smell well. It was the incense in Kagura-san's room. It stuck to Kagura-san's clothes and also it captivated me. It smelled so sweet. Kagura-san. Oh, look at that kiss! Look at that kiss! Kagura-san's lips gently laid upon mine. This kiss. This is soft, hot, and passionate kiss. I definitely won't forget this. Over and over again, our lips laid upon each other's, our tongues intertwined and formed threads of saliva. Amana, I love you. Kagura-san. Just the other day, I imagined what it would be like to be the best day of my life. With this happiness in my heart, I could keep going. That was all in my mind, but tonight, once again, I exceeded this happiness as Kagura-san and I hugged each other. Ah! Kagura-san caressed my waist from above my brows, and he caressed my breast. They didn't say bosom this time! They did not say bosom! They said breast! They said breast! Breast! Boobies! Boobies! And then his hands went right past this part and tickled my collarbone. I've been wanting to touch you like this for a long time. If someone had already slept with you before me, it would have been easier for me to do this. Why did you appear before me, while still pure and beautiful? Badonkadonks. Honkers! Look at those nice honkers! Honk honk! The booba! The bigga booba! The bigga booba! His long and husky voice shook my eardrums. On occasion, his breath would fall upon my ear and make my body hot. No, I'm glad this was with you, Kagura-san. I answered straight from my heart. And Kagura-san sucked my lip again. Clown attacked. He slipped his body between my blouse and... Ah! His hands instantly reached my breasts and covered them. And he softly touched them and pinched their tips. All the buttons in my blouse had been unfastened. Kagura-san. I turned my face away from embarrassment. Kagura-san wouldn't allow me to do this, so he grabbed my chin with his own other hand. I'm the one touching you now. Oh, baby. You can't close your eyes. His voice was luscious and gentle, yet so clear. So I couldn't look away from him, and I sighed longingly. Kagura's hand groped my breast. The way he used his hands was gentle yet intense. And again, I didn't even notice when it happened, but my clothes had been ravaged and Kagura-san's hand was persistently stroking my skin. His palm and the back of his hand and his fingers, he used them all to be carefully grope my body. Oh my god. His hand passed my legs up to my thigh and then to the swelling above my legs. Ah! Over and over! Kagura-san, no! Ah! Even though I moaned and grabbed his hand, Kagura-san stared at me. He moved his hand over my body, like he was trying to remember me by the touch of his hands. It hurt so much, so I clung on to Kagura-san, and then he caught me in his embrace. His hands were persistent, and he wouldn't stop its actions. And soon after, he split my legs open. Oh my god! Oh my god! Ah! Oh god! Why did I do this to myself? He split my legs open and Kagura-san slowly penetrated his member into me. Oh my god! No! Why was this one more? Why is this one more descriptive than the other ones? Why is this one more descriptive than the other ones? When this happened, I felt a sweet numbness and pain, and this body that touched Kagura. Perhaps after this, I had spent my time hugging myself. Then after a few days later, one night before Gomi-san was about to leave, Gomi-san came into my room out of breath. Amana-chan, are you here? What happened, Gomi-san? Oh, good, I have something to tell you right away. Please calm down. Are you out of breath? His breath was greatly difficult. I massaged Gyamo-san's back. Then I heard the reason why he came in a hurry. And is the story true? Is it true? It's a big deal. I'm going now. I wanted to tell Kagura-san about it right away. So I left out of my room and started to run to the red light just as fast as I could. He put his badonka inside her wacka-lacka. With much joy, I went over to Kiryu to talk about what happened. A while after that, sometime during the night, Gomi-san came to Yoshiwara. I'm delighted to meet your acquaintance. My name is Kagura. Oh, so you're Kagura-san. You're quite the looker. Thank you very much. To be honest, I came here to see you, but Gomi-san had been searching for a young man at the request of a high-level, general-level government official. One who is knowledgeable in Western studies and skilled with a sword. Someone who's educated and refined across multiple disciplines. And someone with a strong will and strong appetite for learning. He was looking for a young man with such a promising future. Western studies, swordsmanship, education, and refinement. You are such a good wordsmith, Leo. You're the best at writing. I appreciate that. It didn't seem like there was a young man who had all these qualities, but it's not like it would be impossible to find this person. By handling imported items and making an appearance in a wide variety of industries, Gomion did meet young men and excel in both academics and athletics, but for some reason they all left much to be desired. Perhaps even Gomion had recalled those days. But he said he was looking for disappointment on his face. Though there was many famous rare imported items, the things called humans are more difficult. As he continued to disappointment, Gomiya-san began to lose the motivation to find this person. It was at this time when Amana-chan brought up the academic book. Oh, I see. Could he be talking about the academic book that you gave me? Yes. A girl of his age gave a beautiful kimono to buy an academic book. For that man she likes, of course. I didn't know. Kagura-san's eyes widened with surprise and looked at me. I felt somehow uncomfortable and shrunk into myself. No matter how much love a person is, they would never think to buy something that expensive. If you weren't that man, you are, that is. After I found myself suddenly overflowing with energy again. Following that, I did quite a bit of research, but oh my, the way I researched, the more expectations grew. The number of Western books that she brought at the end. Those are truly advanced Western studies used by high-level government officials. I didn't know they were that great. Well then, let me ask again. I'd like to recommend you as a candidate for a high-level government official. What do you think? Kagura-san. Even if I didn't know that he would ask something like this, it was a surprise at the same time as Kagura-san. I had no idea it would be such a big thing. Of course I would pay Kiryu for your freedom. It would be one who raised objections to someone from Yoshiwara. But whatever, I, Gomion, will deal with them. Kagura-san, if you don't mind, I'd recommend you, do you? When Gomi-san asked him that, Kagura stared at Gomion with bright shining eyes, and then he bowed deeply. This is more than I deserve. I will do my absolute best to devote myself to this position. I can't thank you enough for this. Haha, what a stiff greeting. Kagura-san slowly lifted his head and then looked at me with a joyous smile on his face. After that, a matter of days passed in what seemed like only a moment. Before I knew what was happening, Kagura-san's situation had progressed rapidly, and that the next thing I knew, today was the last day at Kiria. His room was clean, spotless, and his books and other items had already been hauled away. And it was left in the room tonight was a bed. The room could become bare, didn't it? It's refreshing. That's what I used to say, but I also feel deeply moved. Though I don't have any good memories here. Just then, Kagura-san, that's too much. Kagura-san appeared from the sloping sliding doors. Am I bad memory for you? His face was that of a pouting child, knowing how much he yearned for Kagura-san. I guess it's only natural for him to pout like this. Of course not, you're just trying to find a fault. Kagura, come here. Why don't we drink sake together in celebration? Are you taking pity on me? No, not at all. Gosh, up until the very end, he still says harsh things like this. Come on, Kagura. I want to pour sake for me. Kagura-san, yes. It felt like the way he responded to me and Kagura-san was like night and day. Lastly, I started thinking that this is what I meant when Kagura-san's cute. Kagura-san poured sake and the sake was poured to the brim and appeared to satisfy Kagura-san. Then Kagura-san poured sake for me with a reluctant expression on his face. The three of us raised our glass in celebration. Kagura, don't make such a gloomy face. But no matter what Kagura said, Kagura-san would be sad, but didn't you want to be like me? Of course I do. Well, stand firmly on those feet of yours, learn, work, and live out your life. You're chasing me after all, so I'll be waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to go out on... I'm waiting for you out on ahead. I don't know what that means. Kagura-san. Kagura-san had a gentle smile on his face, and Kagura-san's appeared to be moist with tears. But before I knew it too, I was almost about to cry. baby Amana coming through. Understood. I will chase after you, so please wait for me, okay? That's a promise, okay? But never mind, I don't think I'm going to wait anymore, huh? What? I have high expectations and will always aim at the top. Kaguro may not chase me forever. That's not true. Haha, if it frustrates you, then chase me like your life depends on it and surpass me. It was the first time I see Kagura-san say something with a lighthearted tone. He drank sake in good spirits and smiled happily, and then those are the words of someone that should be on top. There is no top. There is no final destination. There was Kagura-san sounding things to say. And after the evening grew late and Kagura-san reluctantly returned to his room. Will you go back? Kagura-san drank the last of the sake and asked me that question. Maybe it was because of the sake or perhaps because of the time, but his eyes looked very hot and moist. As we struggled to say something in return, it would be better be in a situation where you wouldn't have to go back. Huh? For that end, it would be good to settle down. It would be great to get married. It would be good to have a wedding. Kagura-san. Those words that I heard just didn't seem real to me, so I cocked my head to sudden confusion. Probably think this is a drunken nonsense. No, not at all. Well then let's exchange promises. Before he finished what he was saying, Kagura quickly covered my lips with his. As he covered my lips and sucked and worked his tongue into my mouth, he started to intertwine his fingers with mine one by one. Kagura-san's smooth fingers slipped into spaces between my fingers and our fingers intertwined. That alone was enough to send a shudder down my spine. Oh my! Oh my! Oh, Saru, look away! Saru! Saru, look away! Look away! Chat, close your eyes! I don't know any words to express my feelings to you. So will this be just enough to believe me? Kagura-san separated his lips and looked down on me with an expression of longing on his face. That's when I first noticed that I've always been pushed to the ground. A single tear rolled down my cheek from the corner of my eyes. I have no idea, is it a bad time? I have no idea if this is a bad time, but the picture you came in on looks like a bad time. You really do cry a lot. I do cry a lot in this game. After saying that, he wiped away my tears with his fingertips. The tips of his fingers were warm. I love him. I love him. I love him. I want him. Maybe this was a bad time. I wanted his everything so bad that it would drive me crazy, and no matter how much he would give it to me, I would never be satisfied. Because I love him. No matter how much of Kagura-san's everything flows forth, my vessel of love is infinitely wide. I love you, Kagura-san. I want to be husband and wife with you. Amana. They continued to be laid upon me. Kagura-san's hot kiss and his hot embrace. Could a person be a creature that's able to ask this much of someone else? Perhaps is what it means to love. The palms of Kagura's hands that slid across my body. Kagura's smooth tongue that checked my flip. Before I knew it, I was also touching Kagura-san's toned body. I felt his warmth with my hands, and that feel of his supple skin. This is the only person that I would love from now on. Amana. 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 In the throes of passion with the person I love for the first time, I came to know what ecstasy. Yes, let's go. We finished Kagura's route. We got, oh shit, I didn't mean to click on that. I didn't mean to click on that. I'm tired. Ah, the skipping cowboy. I love that meme. Well, that was a good old time. I was actually going to read y'all my story. Uh I not telling Leo to wake up. Leo's like, yeah. Look at you guys just like fighting each other. Well, I mean, not really fighting. Like you know, like fighting like brother and sister. You fighting the hellish water domain? Okay. You guys ready? This is the prologue to my story I'm writing so far. I'm nervous about reading this. Let's go. And his name is John. I'm John Cena's lost daughter. Okay, let's go. I'm so nervous about this. I hope you guys will like this. Okay. Thank you for your purchase. Have a wonderful night, the cheerful cashier said as she handed the receipt to Naomi. Naomi thanked the woman as she held the heavy shopping bag filled with snacks and drinks. Wait. Nah, I like this music. Okay. Let me start all over from the beginning. Thank you for your purchase. Have a wonderful night, the cheerful cashier said as she handed the snacks to Naomi. Naomi thanked the woman as she held the heavy shopping bag filled with snacks and drinks. It became her nighttime routine. She goes to the local convenience stores, buy a couple of things, and then makes her way to the shrine. Someone there was always waiting for her, a shoulder to rely on and a listening ear. She gleefully hummed as she made her way down her usual route. It'd only been 1 week since she met him. It may seem crazy, but he could be the love of her life. Now this may be post-breakup haze. It's been a month and a girl is allowed to move on. Now Nami never considered herself a hopeless romantic. Her friends may think she is, but deep down inside she's just a normal human being who enjoys love. The route was quite short. Didn't help that she sped walk her way through in anticipation while wearing heels. She wore something luxurious as always. Only name brand items were in her closet. I mean, as a marketing director of a fashion magazine, it was only right that she wore the best of the best. The clicking of the heels made their way up the rocky pavements. The shrine was so beautiful and immaculate as always. The huge torii red gates greeted her in the front. The older building stood the test of time, and the large trees brought a sense of peace to the shrine. There he was, waiting for her in the front, where the water gently flowed from a rocky structure. He stood there patiently waiting her arrival. He wore a plain traditional yukata along with straw sandals. His black feathered hair was tied in its usual low ponytail, which draped over his shoulders. His gray eyes were fixed on her, while his olive skin illuminated against the lights around the shrine. He was the shrine keeper. Well, at least at night he was. Naomi wasn't sure what he did in the mornings. She had visited the shrine and found someone else there maintaining everything. She asked the man about him, but he seemed flustered by the whole exchange, as if there was something they had been hiding. Naomi didn't pay much attention to that. Then again, she was clouded by thoughts of Sukino, and how amazing he was. She had spent almost every night at the shrine just talking to him or enjoying his company. "Hey, Sukino," she beamed as she waved over to him. "Hello, Naomi," he addressed happily as he walked over to her. "I got the usual," she exclaimed while showing him the bag of items. "They even had little bottles of sake at the store. I know how much you hate beer." "Thank you. That's very kind of you." They both sat on a rock bench right outside the shrine. It was totally legal to drink in public, especially at the shrine, but they both preferred a tucked away area where they had some privacy. The ice crisp sound of a beard echoed as Naomi opened the first beer of many. Well, only two. She wasn't looking to get drunk. "Ah, finally the first beer of the night," she breathed a sigh of relief. "You've never believed the day I had." "Do tell." "First of all, the buyer was running late with the outfits. We needed them ASAP in order to decide which outfits we needed for the photo shoot. Then there was an issue with the model, and now we have to find a new one. I never knew how hard it would be starting off this branch of the magazine. We are a small team, but I really need this to work out. I'm surprised this idea even got off the ground." "Okay, that's a lie. I totally know how I got the job." "You worked hard for it. I can tell by how passionate you are." All I do is come here to complain. I'm not sure that shows my passion for it." "By the way, what do you think of my outfit?" she bubbled as she stood up and did a twirl. "I'm wearing Chanel. It's part of my new line that'll be dropping. They sent me a promotional box." "It looks beautiful on you," he admired, taking a sip of his 1-cup sake. "I'm not too versed in fashion, but I'm sure no matter what you wear, your beauty will always shine through." Naomi felt her cheeks flush. It was the way he spoke to her that made her feel like a schoolgirl. His deep yet gentle voice was always soothing to her ears. It was one of the first things she noticed about him, besides his charming good looks. Naomi wasn't much of a shallow person. Okay, maybe she was a little shallow when it came to her outfits, but she never was one to fall in love with a handsome face. She learned the valuable lessons with models. They were fun to date, and that's about it. She needed more. She was tired of the party lifestyle, jumping from one partner to another and drinking all the time. She's working on the last part, but she's looking to settle down. She didn't want a family yet, and barely knew if she wanted to be a mother. What she wanted was a stable relationship, preferably with someone who takes good care of her. "Even if I wore a brown paper bag?" she asked, milking more compliments. "Yes, but I'm not sure how you'd wear one. Wouldn't it be too revealing?" He slightly chuckled. Are you the type to not like revealing clothes on a girl?" "No, I wouldn't mind. I don't fixate on what people wear. It's not my place to judge. Your fashion is subjective," he calmly explained. "Perfect. Sometimes I wear revealing clothes. With a body like mine, I don't want to hide anything," she confidently grinned. "So how was your day at the shrine?" It was usual. Nothing too exciting." There was a brief silence between the two. Both sat side by side on the small bench as both of their hands touched. Naomi felt her heartbeat increase at the thought of holding his hand. It wasn't the first time they've done it, but every single time felt like the first. She slowly inched her pinky over to him, nudging it slightly. Sukino slowly grabbed her hand and pressed them against his. Her touch was delicate as she slowly cupped her hands. She gently intertwined hers into his, leaving no skin untouched. His hands held her tightly, hoping to make her feel protected and within his care. His touch was cold, probably from being outside, but she didn't mind. It just meant she could warm it up for him. So, she said, twirling her luscious afro. Yes? What are your thoughts on marriage? She blurted out. She wasn't one to beat around the bush. Naomi was always known for being direct and never holding back her feelings. I haven't given it too much thought in the past. I never thought it was an option for me, but I feel like that's changed. How about you? Oh, I definitely want to get married. I want to settle down and have someone to take care of me. I'm not the best at taking care of myself constantly. I wouldn't have guessed, he surprisingly said. Yeah, to be honest, I'm awful at cooking and cleaning. I live off of delivery meals, protein shakes, and beers. Sometimes wine or liquor. He let out a small chuckle, which sounded so melodious in Naomi's ears, like honey. Well, I can take care of you if you'd like. Naomi's eyes lit up with excitement. Would you really? If you'd like me to, I'm willing. However, there may be one issue with this arrangement. What is it? Is there something wrong with me? She felt a wave of insecurity. Was there something wrong with her? Did she care too much about fashion? Did she come off as shallow? Has she been annoying him this whole time and he was just being nice? Maybe he wants to end this whole thing, whatever this thing was. No, there's nothing wrong per se. I'm not sure how to say this, but he trailed off, lost in his thoughts, as if to capture a straight thought. But what? I'm the moon god, he lowly admitted. You're the what? No way. I laughed. No, I didn't laugh. Didn't say that. No way. I heard that gods existed among us, but I never thought I'd meet one, let alone be drinking with them every single night for a week. Just as Naomi stated, gods lived within human society. It was kept an open secret. Everyone knew, but no one ever said anything. It was hard to differentiate between humans and gods as far as looks, but Naomi didn't know much about the inner mechanisms of everything. She had very limited knowledge. She'd never met a god before, but to think that Sukino was not but to think that Sukino was one was not in her life bingo card. She was in love with a god. It almost seemed too much like a fantasy. Could gods even marry humans? Does this mean this relationship would be platonic? Her mind clouded with so many questions. You must be surprised by everything. I understand if you want nothing to do with me, he hesitated. No, why would you think that? Actually, it's cool to meet a god. I just have so many questions about how everything works, she said. I mean, are you even allowed to date humans? Not that we are dating or anything. He gently chuckled and smiled. I'm glad you aren't upset. I worried that you'd be angry that I hadn't told you in the beginning. As far as dating or relationships go, there aren't many limitations, he explained. If both parties consent, then everything should be acceptable. There are extra steps towards marriage. I see. What are those extra steps then? Well, first I must get approval from the High Council. From there, we'd have a ceremony within the god world. Then we would sign a contract stating certain rules. What are the rules? There's several depending on what is agreed upon, mostly focused on length of relationships and childbearing. The length of relationships? Yes, it's mostly focused on reincarnation and stuff. It's a little complex, but if we get there, I'll make sure to explain everything. If we get there, that totally means he's considering a relationship with me. Naomi's heart fluttered with happiness. She would be the luckiest girl in the world. Not only was she working her dream job, now she'd be together with a god. Of course she was head over heels with him before she knew so. Therefore, she was not shallow. Is everything okay? He gently asked. Everything is always better with you around, she warmly whispered so he could barely hear. I'd say the same about you. You actually heard that? Okay, I'm adding super hearing to your list of godlike powers. And that's it! That's it! I read that without stopping. That's it. What do you think? Wow! I hope you liked it. I worked very hard on it. Well, I mean, it was very good. You liked it. I feel like it's a pretty good prologue. I wanted to introduce the couple slightly, and I wanted to introduce the character of Naomi, or Naomi, I call her, where she's just like a girl failure. She's not good at cooking. She's not good at cleaning. She barely is good at taking care of herself. So what better than getting a guy to take care of her? So it was just to establish the relationship and talk about it a little bit and kind of get a little bit of insight of what the characters are like. Now, Sukino, you'll get to see more of his personality later, but for now he's just kind of like kind of just there chilling, vibing, being the moon god and everything like that. If you wonder what he looks just like Kakawa-san with black hair and a different type of body. Black hair and silver eyes. He's just the inverse colors of Takawa. I saw Takawa's picture and I was like, yes, this is what I want Sukino to look like. So he looks just like Takao. Inverse Takawa, yes. So he definitely has like black hair that's like pulled to a slight ponytail to the side. He's tall. He's kind of buff. I didn't know whether to make him buff or svelte, which is just like a little bit more like skinnier. Cause I imagine that like gods aren't that buff. Especially the moon god. I expect the moon god to be a little bit more slender in appearance. So I'm not sure. But I'm still working it out. I'm still shopping it. Yeah, I guess the moon is so elegant and beautiful that I would just think that it was more something like slender and not delicate, but delicate. Moon god has a bunny suit. Yes, yes, I know that move. He may have a hobby of lifting. Now Naomi, she's a gym rat. She goes to the gym literally almost every day. She cares very much about her looks. And so she kind of has a six-pack. She don't play. She be drinking beers and shit. But she's pretty toned. She has a pretty toned body. Yeah, I guess you like her. The big pack girl failure. Yeah, let me see. I have a picture of what Naomi-san looks like. I don't know why I put son at the end of her name. I have art. I have art. Wait, I'm looking. And I have so much fucking art. It's crazy. Yes, yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh man, I had some really good commissions back in the day. Oh my god. Here we go. Okay, it won't show. It won't show for some reason. I have a lot of art. I bought a lot of art back in the day. I actually have a an animation. Now if these things would show up, that'd be fucking great. I don't know how to get the pictures to show up. Here you go. Oh, it disappeared. Here you go. You can look. You can totally look at my desktop. There's nothing to hide. At least I don't think there is anything to hide. This is what Naomi looks like. This is actually how they both originally look like. Yeah, that's what they look like. Yeah, there's a better picture. There's a better picture out there I have. Let me look at something really quick. Yeah, she is. Here, I have this I paid a lot of money for this. Yeah, I was working my ass off. I have to show you the best picture of Naomi. Here's what she looks like. Yeah, I have a lot of heart. She's a little bit of this is a beautiful girl failure. Very beautiful girl failure. We love to see her. She's amazing. But I gotta get now new art of like ooh, let me show you more pretty art. I got one more. I've got one more. Here's one more picture. I love this one so much. That's the two of them together. This is what he was originally supposed to look like. But I wanted to shorten his hair a little bit more. This is what they're this is what it's like for them to get married in the god world. So this is what they look like when they're getting married. Yeah. No hair cutting? Should I keep the hair long? I wasn't sure. I chose it based off of a I gotta go back and find some of these artists. They were really making really good art. I gotta commission some more art. But yeah, I made him with the intentions of having really long hair because I just imagine that somebody who's named Sukino, because he's based off of Tsukiyomi. He's based off of Tsukiyomi, so I imagine Tsukiyomi has really long, very delicately beautiful long hair, which is what I was wanting to kind of show off, but I didn't know if that would work in this story, but like I didn't know, like I was trying to ground it a little bit in reality, so I wasn't sure if the long hair would work or not. But I can stick with the long hair. Yeah. The Tsukiyomis do have a tendency of having really long black hair, or maybe long white hair. I know, that must do what my heart desires. I already have so much art of them drawing with the long hair that I feel like it's a waste. Now I feel like I want to just show you guys all my art. Let's see if we got some more out here. Ah, I see. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking for art now. I have so many of them. I've commissioned a lot. There was a period of time where I just had I just had a lot of money, and I was going through a manic phase when I had mania, and I was just like buying stuff like crazy. This was before I was diagnosed. So I was having a lot of hypomania where I would just get like, I would just waste all my money on shit. It happened for a brief period of time, and then I got medicated, and now I'm better. But yeah, I think that's everything for stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope we had a great time with the men of Yoshiwara. It was really good. We finished Kagura's route, and I have to say, if I'm gonna put it in order, Tokyo, it was a lot of fun. To put it in order, it's gonna be Tokiwa's route, then Kagura's route, then Iroh-san's route, and then Takao's route. So Kagura beat Iroh as far as routes go. Kagura's route was super duper sweet. Like, it was like the sweetest thing I've ever, it gave me cavities. It was so fucking sweet. Like, I can't wait to the dating and sequel parts. Yeah, he's beaten all the other competition except for Takawa-san. Takawa-san is going to, Takawa-san, it holds my heart really dear. It holds me very close. But yeah, I can't wait. So all we have left is, I don't know if we're gonna do, we have like we have 2 more routes to do. We have to finish, well, 3 more routes. We have to finish Kagura's sequel and Kagura's dating scenario. And then we have to do Kaguro's route. And then we have to do Iroh's season 2 route. So we do have a couple more routes to do. So I think I'm going to be able to finish it midweek. Tomorrow is Fortnite, so I'm not going to be playing it at all. It's going to be all Fortnite tomorrow. But I think over the weekdays, I should be able to finish this by, if I still have the energy, I should be able to finish it by Wednesday or Thursday. Yes, Fortnite! We're playing Fortnite tomorrow. Let's go! It's gonna be lots of fun. Min's, Twisted, Leo. I'll get into Fortnite. Get Beal into Fortnite. There are lightsabers now? Bitch, I don't log into Fortnite enough to notice that. Oh! Minz was saying that the cum lady came back into the shop. Did you know that, Leo? The cum lady came back. You did mention in Borderland that you suck. Yes, your beloved is back. It was so funny seeing that message from Minz. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? And then I opened the picture and I was like, yeah, that is what shotguns are for. If you don't have good aim, you get shotguns and they shoot all over the place. That's why you get a shotgun. Hey, I suck, Beal. Every time it depends on me to save the game, I die. So it's not about being good, it's about hanging out with friends. Oh. Damn, you gotta get that going. Gotta get that done. Yeah, let's have fun. It's gonna be lots of fun. I enjoy Fortnite Sundays. It's really fun to hang out with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Let's see. Who should we raid? I don't have anybody to raid. So I'm gonna go. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.